Greetings, my friends. 'Tis I, Hmgghg. Today will be a different stream than the last one. Because I'm not playing Baldur's Gate today. I know, terrifying. No, I will be streaming the Smite Vegas tournament thing and watching that here on Twitch. And then doing some tier lists as well. Which is gonna be very funny. Now, while we wait for the Smite stream thing to start. God damn it, my numlock isn't on. We're gonna do tier lists. Just like we're gonna do during downtime in the Smite stream. Alright, let's crack open a monster first of all, because I'm thirsty and I need some energy. Ooh, hell yeah. Oi, oi, oi. Apologies. What category should I do, I wonder? Oh dude, crypto and NFTs, hell yeah. Hell yeah, this one's entirely in Spanish. What the fuck am I looking at here? Who are these people? Man. What's happening, Mr. Scums? I should do that. Hide the failed rolls. That one doesn't really apply to this stream, does it? Which didn't tell me you went live until 4 minutes after you started. Yeah, well, the first like 2-3 minutes were literally just... Or like, first 2 minutes were like... just the music in the background, which I'm gonna turn down a bit, because it's kinda loud. But yeah, first 2 minutes or so were just background music, because I was muted, because I was still setting some things up. There's an entire ass category for SpongeBob, bro. You should do a Smite tier list while waiting for the stream. So true, King. Well, dude, Smite gods as of eShell releases, like the latest gods, right? XD. God damn. Bro. I sort by latest. What the fuck is this? Have you no shame at all? Come the fuck on. Seriously. Smite the horny skins. Get the fuck out of here. Aspects. I don't know what most of the aspects to do, I'm gonna be real. Let's do Smite 2 gods. I'm gonna rank these based off how much I enjoy playing them. Note, have not played all of them. But surely it'll be fine. If I haven't played them in Smite 2, I'll just rank off of the Smite 1 version. Teehee. Or something like that. That, or I could just rank them all. Or like, just rank the ones I've played. Let's start with Amaterasu. She was fine. Not great, not terrible. Not much to say about Amaterasu, she's kind of eh. Didn't feel all that great, but she didn't feel terrible either. Like, slightly less enjoyable than she is in Smite 1, I guess. Her 2 doesn't feel as impactful, and her 1 feels slightly worse. I don't like her ult in Smite 2. Yeah, me neither, that too. The 360-degree ult throws me off. I'm used to the big-ass cones. Feels less skillful. Ah. Yeah, well in my case, it's... not that it is skillful. Yeah. I mean, there's that too, I guess, but I'm not big on the big old circle. On her feels bad in Smite 2. He's not F tier, because he's not unplayable, but he's not fun. I really dislike the change they did to his ult. Is it more unique? Yeah, it's more unique than just a bunch of rapidly thrown, like, basic attacks, essentially. But the part of the ult barely does more damage. He hits for less times. There's this delay now because of the big one. So it's not just a constant stream of damage. It's like a few hits, then one big hit that takes longer to wind up. It doesn't hit as many times either. It's just not as fucking enjoyable to me. Anubis is a god in Smite 2. His 3 doesn't feel as good. His 2 and 1 feel better than in Smite 1, they feel very smooth to use. But his 3 feels worse, and I'm not too big on the burst on the ultimate. I think that feels weird. Unnatural almost. But that's just because I have like 3,000 hours in Smite 1, so I'm used to how it works there. Still though. Ares feels kinda bad in Smite 2. His ultimate doesn't feel like it does as much as in Smite 1. His chains feel like they're easier to hit, that's for damn sure. But it almost feels like they have a lower duration for when you can refresh them and stuff like that. God, my nose feels fucking stuffed. Ugh. My nose is stuffed, what the fuck? Ugh, hold on a minute. There, my nose feels slightly less stuffed now. Still feels stuffed, I don't know why. Baron is very nice to play in Smite 2. I like how he feels. His 2 feels a lot nicer to hit, especially now with CC buffering. His fucking... like... his 1 feels slightly less impactful, which I'm not a huge fan of, but otherwise... like, his ultimate feels pretty much the same. His 3 feels a bit better, his 2 feels better. Baron is just very nice. I like him. That, and he's kind of fucking broken. Bellona feels... I'm slightly unsure of where to put Bellona, because on one hand, her, like, 3 Scourge, the basic attacks with that, and the basic attacks and, like, her 1, feel a lot better. But at the same time, her 2 feels a lot worse. I really don't like Bellona's 2 in Smite 2. Her 3 is good. Her 3 is very nice in Smite 2. It feels very good to use. Her 1 feels pretty good. Her ult feels better than in Smite 1. But her 2 feels awful to use. Like... the ability itself is slow and doesn't feel all that impactful until very late game. And then you have the basic attacks that are slowed to a fucking crawl when you use them. It just... no. I am biased, so I put Kernanos in A tier because he's my main. He feels very nice in Smite 2. I really, really like Kernanos in Smite 2. And I didn't even like Kernanos all that much in Smite 1. I think he felt kind of mid in Smite 1. Then in Smite 2, they just went, yeah, fuck it, just make all of his abilities feel really nice to use, make his basic attacks feel impactful, make his 2 very fun. They really just took everything about Kernanos and improved it with Smite 2. He didn't even get any sweeping changes like a lot of other gods did. Like, I don't even remember what Kernanos +1 is. I think it might have been scaling to what his stances do. And that's like it. Otherwise, he just feels very nice. Cupid feels kind of the same as in Smite 1, but slightly worse in my opinion. His Orc Bomb's the same, his dash is the same, his ult is the same, but his 2 feels worse. Because it's now like a grenade damaging ability, which if you don't want to use it for damage and you only want to use it for healing, well, now there's a delay on it, which makes it feel worse. But otherwise, he's fine-ish. He's subpar. I'm not a Cupid guy. Danza feels pretty nice. I like his new passive a lot, because his old passive was boring as shit. Literally just get power when you get money. That's lame. Now the new one is very unique, feels pretty cool, feels good. More DPS, more proccing items and stuff. It's fun. His abilities feel pretty much the same. He's just slightly improved from Smite 1. Fenrir feels way better in Smite 2, dude. It's fucking insane. His 2 is really nice to use. His Brutalize feels so much less janky. Because that was a big problem with Fenrir Brutalize in Smite 1. It felt janky and choppy and fucking... It was just uncomfortable to use, in all honesty. Now in Smite 2, it feels nicer, it's a lot smoother, it's not weird and janky. His leap feels better too, in my opinion. And his ultimate is pretty much the same, just slightly more responsive. Oh, I can slightly breathe better now. I don't know why my fucking nose has gotten so stuffed. Just now. It wasn't like this, like a few minutes ago. I don't know what's happening. Am I dying, chat? Geb in Smite 2 is just a straight up better version of Geb in Smite 1. I'm almost tempted to put him in S tier. It's like they took everything about Geb, cranked it up to 100. His 1 feels better because you can recast it for an extra CC ability. It's like an extra knock-up on your team. And it still works the same way it did in Smite 1. Just with a new addition. His 2 feels, well, pretty much the same, but Geb 2 is very good. His shield now applies his passive to his teammates, and his new passive is fucking broken. So broken, in fact, they had to hyper-nerf it, so he wouldn't be the most dominant god in the game. His ultimate feels pretty much the same. That one didn't change much. But yeah, Geb, just better. Hades is probably the poster child for feeling much better in Smite 2. 11 minutes to go. Oh, does the stream... The stream itself doesn't start at 7, does it? Or like 7:30. It starts at 8, but there's gonna be like a countdown, right? I'll keep Twitch open on my up here for now. Stream starts in 10 minutes, the actual matches are in a bit longer. Yeah. That's kind of what I expected. But yeah, like I was saying, Hades is kind of just the poster child for gods that were improved with Smite 2. All of his abilities feel more responsive and nice. And his ultimate is actually usable now because you can use an extra ability while ulting. It's insane that they actually made Hades usable without feeling janky when you're not going tank. Yeah. Haha. Mulan feels like Smite 1 Mulan, but smoother, and she has like a flag she can put down now, which I don't care too much about. There's not much I can say about Mulan. She's pretty much the same. Like, her ult feels a lot nicer. I'll say that. Her ult is very nice to use in Smite 2. But her other abilities feel pretty much the same, if a bit smoother. Does feel like her passive takes longer to stack than it does in Smite 1, though. Kefri, I really like the change they did for his 2. His 2 feels so much nicer to use now. His 3 feels pretty much the same. Almost feels slightly slower, but maybe that's just me misremembering how it's supposed to feel. But like, his 2 feels nicer, his 1 feels nicer because of the higher turn rate. His 3 feels good, and his ult is actually like much easier to hit now. It's not nearly as hit or miss, so to speak. Like, in Smite 1, when you ult someone with Kefri, there's like a 50% chance they just don't get hit with the ult at all. And then in Smite 2, that's fixed, and that's very nice. Medusa feels pretty good in Smite 2. Her dash, which is her like biggest problem area in Smite 1, feels kind of just the same, sadly. I was hoping they'd ditch the whole root on dash thing and just let her dash through people, but I guess that's not really part of her core identity, and it would feel kind of strange to change this late in the game. But hey. Her ultimate feels a bit nicer in my opinion, because of the, you know, new engine makes everything feel nicer to use pretty much. Her new passive is very fun. Getting to, you know, get permanent stacks of strength and stuff when you get kills with or in close proximity to having used your ultimate. Very nice. Makes her feel very rewarding to play. Ra feels... Ooh, I'm almost tempted to put him in S. He feels so much fucking nicer in Smite 2, it's unreal. I'm putting him in S. The new, like, enhanced basics while using his 2 feels so nice. Refreshing your passive when just activating your 2 instead of having to wait out the entire fucking explosion feels amazing. His 1 feels a lot smoother and the hitbox feels a lot more consistent. His 3 feels the fucking same, because it's Ra 3 and that one wasn't gonna change a lot. And his ult feels also kinda just the same, but smoother. But still though, the change to his 2 alone just makes him infinitely more fun in Smite 2. Sobek I like in Smite 2 quite a bit. I like the tick damage he applies, and I like the fact that his ultimate has an execute now. I think that's funny, the Sob execute. He's just all in all much better in Smite 2 than he is in Smite 1. And if, you know, data mining is correct, his fucking aspect is gonna be very fun in my opinion. Not that much to say about Sobek beyond that. Poseidon... I didn't play a lot of Poseidon. I think I played like a bot match or 2. But from what I remember, his changes feel eh. Like, it's Poseidon, so obviously he's really fucking strong. He's always gonna be really fucking strong. But like, firing off multiple ones feels okay. It's not really anything spectacular. Just kind of feels fine. I don't know. Poseidon is... he's just kind of fucking boring, isn't it? Like, Poseidon in Smite 1 is pretty fun. In Smite 2 he's fine. It's the same god, I know that, but I don't know why. I just enjoy him more in Smite 1. There's just something about him in Smite 2 that doesn't feel right. And I don't know what it is. Ullr, I don't know where to put him either. His 1 and 3, like his axe, his arrow, all that, it feels so much nicer to use. But at the same time, the new, like, things he puts on the ground with his 3 are confusing, and I don't like them. I don't like them a lot at all. But, you know, his other abilities feel much nicer to hit. They feel a lot more responsive than in Smite 1. It's no longer a gamble whether your axe will actually hit your enemy, or just, like, not for some reason. So yeah. And then, finally, Ymir. Missed like half of the gods in this list, but I haven't really played them at all. Because I only play a small subset of gods, pretty much. Ymir feels way fucking better in Smite 2, it's unreal. His 3 feels kind of the same. Maybe a bit shorter duration, I don't know. His 2 feels way fucking nicer. It's unreal how much better his 2 is in Smite 2. And his wall actually feels like an impactful ability outside of niche pro league situations now. Because the knockback gives it so much more utility, man. It's unreal. And he gets actual fucking mobility. But probably the biggest reason why Ymir is better in Smite 2. He can blink during his ultimate, boys. Blinking during Ymir ult is one of the funniest things you can do. Because you're borderline charged up, your enemy thinks, oh, I just got out of Hmgghg, haha. Then you blink in and you nuke the fucker. It's hilarious. I'm tempted to open up fucking Smite 2 and start a bot match just so I can do that. I'm not going to, but I'm tempted to. Either way. Alright, wait, this list... Fuck, this list is old. It's from 12th of January, so the main man himself isn't here. Hold on, I have a mission now. Let me just move here, because I'm gonna be going into my own pictures files here, and I'm not sure if there's things here I shouldn't show, or not. There isn't, but my thing is unorganized and looks ugly. There we go, the main man himself is here, and he feels very, very nice to play. I really like Aladdin. He is incredibly fun to play, in my opinion. Early game kinda sucks with Aladdin. Quite frankly, his early game feels bad. But when you get to late game, bro, you are gonna be fucking haymakering and dominating everyone. There is not a fucking person out there who will survive Aladdin when he hits late game. When you get full build on this motherfucker, you're gonna be killing everyone instantly. And hitting full build on him, if you're doing good, is really fucking easy, considering Wish for Wealth gives you so much extra gold if you're popping off. It's unreal. Oh. I love him. I love him already. The other two Smite 2 originals are kind of meh, in my opinion. I'm not big on Hecate or Morwood, but I really like Aladdin. Why, I'm sorting Smite. Why is dark and darker bosses here? That don't make no sense. The CSGO Blast Premiere. Let's open this up here. Oh, damn, I opened it up just as it ends. That's fucking crazy. Currently offline. Damn. Oh, dude, Twitch chat is going fucking wild in here. Now I just need them to actually go live again. In the meantime... God damn it, I forget that this is a fucking category on this website. Fucking waifus. Thomas and Friends. Thomas and Friends? Thomas and Friends. Tim, Tom and the Friend Friends. Who the fuck is out here making Thomas and Friends tier list? Bro, there's quizzes. Dark Thomas. What the fuck am I looking at? What in the name of fuck is this? Dark Thomas? An alternate universe? Bro, what? Why is he sad? They went live again, now it's 30-minute countdown. I should actually keep that muted for now, because I'm not sure about the copyright of that. I know the classical music I use on my streams is gonna... It gets me, like, warnings like, hey, copyrighted content found, haha, but they allow it to be used on YouTube, so it doesn't matter. However, I'm not sure about the fucking music they use. So I'm just gonna keep that muted. God, the sheer goddamn fact that Realm Royale still has a category on this website kind of pisses me off, because there's other shit that doesn't have a category, but Realm Royale does. Another thing that pisses me off is countries have categories, but Sweden fucking doesn't. You rats. Where is our category? We deserve one. Why is Philippines... Why are they more important than Sweden, huh? Tier maker, answer that. Also, I'm closing down that Dark Thomas tier list, because what the fuck? Oh, dude, mobile games, hell yeah. I know these. If I sort by recent. Horny demon tier list. Yeah, what can you fucking expect? Oh, dude, the Angry Birds character quiz. Let's do the Angry Birds character quiz. Hell yeah. Who is this? Red. Yo, I got it. Who is this? That's Terra. Yo. It's just 2 answers on every one of them. This is what I call quality content. Hell yes. Dude. The Angry Birds quiz while waiting for this fucking stream to start. Oh, dude, they changed it up. It's not a character anymore. The eggs. What? Dude, I got it. Dude, 6 out of 6. Congratulations, you are a Angry Birds characters quiz expert. Hell yes. Hell yes. Dude, fuck tier list trivia creator, bro. 2024 anime quiz, of course. Of course, that's the first one. The new quizzes. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Trivia facts on LeBron James. Hell yes. Let's do that shit. LeBron James was born in year... literally 1984. Holy shit! I got it! LeBron James was drafted second overall pick. Nah, no way. He's always number 1. He's King James, bro. Come on now. What year was LeBron James drafted in? 2003. Duh. Everyone else, huh? LeBron James was named the 2004 NBA Rookie of the Year. Hell yeah, he was. Dude, I know everything about LeBron James. James left the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2010 as a free agent to join the Miami Heat. No, he didn't. Oh, fuck, he did. God damn it. No, my... Oh, god damn it. James won his first 2 NBA championships while playing for the Heat. Yeah, he did. Oh, hell yeah. As of December 2024, LeBron James played for the... I think it might be the Lakers, I don't know why. Holy shit, it's the Lakers? No way. As of December 2024, how many championships has LeBron James won? I think he's won 3. Oh, dude, 4? Why did I pick a lower number than the maximum? What's wrong with me? LeBron James was the NBA's all-time leading scorer. Hell yeah, he was. It's LeBron. It's Big Bron himself. No, he didn't do that. Oh, he did! No! I fucked up. James was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Nah. Oh, he was. Shit. My LeBron lore, it's falling out of my fucking ears. James won his first 2 NBA championships while playing for the Heat in 2012 and 2015. Yeah. No, he didn't. Fuck. After his 4th season with the Miami Heat in 2014, James returned to the Cavaliers. Yeah, he did. He did that. I knew that. On February 7th, 2023, James surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to become the leading scorer. Yeah, he did. James was born in Chicago, Illinois. Nope. See, I'm back, boys. I'm back. Yeah, he did. It's an underclassman. James played wide receiver for St. Vincent St. Mary's football team. No. Oh, fuck, he did. No, my LeBron lord. It's gone again. In his first regular season game, how many scores did James score? 35, obviously. Damn it. I was both 24 and 25 correct. In the 2004-2005 season, James earned his 2nd NBA All-Star Game selection. Nah, he didn't. At the 2006 All-Star Game, James led the East to victory with 29 points. Yeah, he did. How many fucking questions is this quiz? In the 2006-2007 season, James finished the regular season averaging 27.3 points. Yeah. Duh. James was named All-Star Game MVP for the 2nd time. Yeah, he was. Officially signed a 6-year, $110 million contract with the Heat on July. No, yeah, no, it was a no. I just clicked the wrong. James is 6 feet and 9 inches. Nah, he's not. Oh, he is. God damn it. James weights 230 pounds. No. Helvete. Ames has played the majority of his career at the small forward and power forward positions. Yeah. As an 18-year-old rookie, James led the Cavaliers in scoring. Yeah. James is married. He is, isn't he? Yeah, he is. James married his high school sweetheart, Savannah James, on September 14th, 2014. No! No! Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, plays for the Boston Celtics. False. Also, what the fuck is wrong with him? Names his son Bronny James when his name is LeBron. That's fucked up, honestly. Nice work. You passed the trivia facts on LeBron James quiz. 19 out of 30. Dude, I'm like good at LeBron lore. Watching a little Tom and Jerry before school. Categories. What categories are there? Oh, dude, hell yeah, Dead by Daylight. Impossible Dead by Daylight quiz. I will see about that, boy. What is the Eye of the Observer called? The Oris. Impossible quiz. In what year did Benedict Baker write his entry on the Wraith? It was 1955. No, it was 1896. No. On the Twins perk, Hoarder, Tier 2 of perk notifies you when survivors interact with a chest within how many meters? 16. 48. Damn it. Who is referred to in-game as Bob? Bob? The Hillbilly? The Wraith? Huh. Who's the only killer missing a toe? The Plague. That one I know. Keep studying. You are not the Impossible Dead by Daylight quiz expert yet. No! I want to be an expert! I want to be an expert on Impossible Dead by Daylight quizzes! Oh, this is fucked up, boys. Oh. I'm washed. I'm officially washed. Hold on. Allow me to... There we go. I'm adding a new tag to the stream. I've now officially added the washed tag to my stream. Dead by Daylight trivia. Hell yeah. Which 3 killers were the first to release? Was Trapper Wraith Elder? What is the name of the Unreal's power? Excuse me? Start planning for Windows 10 end of support. Suck my dick. Deadly broadcast. Deluge of fear. Damn it! How many body parts, not including blood but including gore, does the Nemesis have as add-ons? This should have been on the fucking Impossible trivia quiz. What the fuck? 5. Oh! Infamous perk No Mither actually does what? Prevents the survivor from healing but allows them to recover fully. Yeah. Also blocks drops of blood and lowers the volume of runs of pain. There are how many generators on each map? There's 10, right? 7? Look. Huh. There are how many killers with ranged weapons? They are Huntress, Trickster, Deathslinger, Artist, and C. Does Cenobite count for this? This has to be the correct one because it mentions Artist. I don't get why they counted Cenobite for that one, but okay. How many maps are there in DBD as of the night? Maps specifically. Fucking. I thought 39. 40. God fucking damn it. How many paragraphs are there? Fuck. 7. 6. God damn it. Who the fuck keeps up with paragraphs? Which characters share names by last name? What? Francis? Tap and... Okay. I don't know what that one meant. How many Scourge Hook and the Hex perks are there? Dude, what the fuck? 22. 18. God damn it. Hello friends, this is Otze, as stated somewhere in the Bible. Blank is responsible for the worst mass murder in history. I know this one, that's the Trapper. I recently looked at his lore. Which survivors have killed people, directly or indirectly? Let's see, which one of these mentions Jonah? Why is Jonah not mentioned on any of them? Dwight Nia? Jonah wasn't mentioned. But that is. Confirm the couple in the realm is Wraith and Nurse. Why wasn't Jonah mentioned? He literally drone striked people. Also, I'm getting ads. How many unlicensed characters are there in the game? As of whose release? 41. Yeah, dude, I'm the best. I'm the GOAT. How many characters willingly entered the realm, not out of desperation? 2. 11, goddamn. What is Kate Denson's role? Helpful Songbird. Or Hopeful Songbird. The DVD, god damn it, the DVD dating sim. Hooked on You. Ash J. Williams has which 3 perks? Bro, come on now, everyone knows it's Buckle Up Metal of Man Flip Flop. How many killers have the ability to insta-down without perks? Fuck. Does that count add-ons or not, though? 9. 7. You passed the Dead by Daylight trivia quiz? Whew. Passed by a hair, boys. Passed by a hair. That was close. That could have been a dangerous one. Name the video game character. Hard? Hell yeah. Who is this? Luigi. Who is this? Master Chief. Who is this? Nathan Drake. Who is this? I don't know. Is that Dutch? That's John Marston then. Jake Milton. Who is this? The creature from Undertales. Who is this? Booker. Booker? I hardly. Joel. Joel Mille. Who is this? Wife. I mean Isabel. Teehee. Who is this? Shell. Who is it? I don't know. Obviously Tommy Vercetti. Yeah, that was so easy. Come on. Who is this? John Price. No, Simon Riley, right? I don't know shit about Call of Duties. Who is this? Brock. Atreus. Who is this? That's an NCR Ranger. This character is a humble courier. Yeah, it's Courier 6, but the image is literally just an NCR Ranger. Who is this? I don't remember her name. I know it's not Mercy Ramatra or fucking Cassidy, though, so... Who is this? That's Haunter, bro. Spooker. Who is this? Cole Phelps. Damn. Dude, I'm hitting this shit easy. Who is this? That's Aku Aku. Come on now. Who is this? That's Pagan Min. Who is this? That's a man. Frank Tenpenny, of course. Dude, this is so easy. I'm the master. Wife. Wife. Abigail. Wife. Mr. Kleiner. His fucking face, dude. Who is this? Disgusting. He should be killed. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay, so his name isn't Omori. Okay. I'm glad I got that one incorrect. That's right, though. The adoring fan. Dave. What the fuck? Sir Squidsley. No, Craig Cuttlefish, of course. Right, so I got 3 wrong. Which ones? The Call of Duty, the Splatoon, and the fucking Omori. I genuinely could not care less that I got those wrong. I'm honestly glad. The less I know about those fucking games, the better. That one was supposed to be hard, but most of those were very easy. Let's see if this one's hard. Who is this? Bro. Come the fuck on. These are supposed to be hard, by the way. These are supposed to be hard. 4 minutes? You are fucking joking. You get 4 minutes per question? This might be hard if you're the type of person who puts the square block in the circular hole. Then I could see this being hard and warranting 4 minutes. But like... Yeah, Broken Cinder, I don't know those. I don't know anything about God of War. But like, the first 4 were iconic as shit. I don't know, fucking Rasputin? Yeah. Alright, now it's getting hard because who the fuck? Kratos? Kratos! It's him! Is this a Nintendo quiz? Never mind. Zidane, of course. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, so they just... okay, so it's a ramping quiz. I regret talking shit. Nier and the Drakengard. Kane. A2, of course. The Bioshock franchise. Atlas. Frank Fontaine, okay. Cyberpunk 26. I don't know Cyberpunk characters. This is the only actual name on here besides Judy. And that bitch don't look like a rabbit with a police hat. Damn, I got it right. Where's the ball? Why is the ball not here? They stole his car. Is that Eminem? Oh, it's fucking Abby. Ew. Last of Us. Yuck. John Marston. Oh no, Red Horlow, of course. They just look the exact same. The Kingdom Fort series, that's Human Mickey. That's Human Mickey. Ventus. Medieval. Sir Dinnerbone. Daniel Fortesque. Dude, I passed. Yeah, like, it started getting hard a bit at the end here, but also literally starting off with 3 of the most iconic characters of all time. If the entire quiz was hard, you can name it this. Just call it ramping difficulty. Name the video game character by their silhouette. Type in answer. God, I would not be able to do that. Guess the Overwatch hero by their feet. Halloween skins. I did not know Dead by Daylight developers were allowed to make quizzes on websites like this. Let's do this one. Name the video game character hard. Wait, this is the one I already fucking did. God damn it. Video games. I'm a gamer. How well do you know FNAF? Not very well. Be playtime quiz. Go fuck yourself. Gorton of Ban quiz? Dude, I'm the Goten of Ban. I know this shit. What is the gorilla in Gorton of Ban? Bro, that's fucking Hmgghg. Come on now. Everyone knows that. Were the 2 good characters in Gorton of Ban? Bro, it's Slow Celine and Nab. Sheriff Toadster and Coat Pickles. Fuck, I'm not the Goten of Ban. Who is the devil in Gorton of Ban? Was that Nab? It's Ban. God damn it. What is the Gorton of Ban song? I'm not doing this fucking quiz. This shit sucks. I'm fucking... No more gorting of Bong Bong. Video game quiz. Guess the game from a good/bad review. Oh, hell yeah. Gonna be a Smite 2 review. It was made in February. There can't be Smite 2 reviews. Wah. Had 12 kids with 8 different women, became president, and died when I tried cooking spaghetti. Okay. Sims 3. You can't do that in Forager. Spent a week giving a girl flowers and buying her beer. Asked her to the dance with me, and she said, ew, no, too realistic. Yeah, that's Stardew Valley. Basically Ark, but with Pokemon and cons, and you can kill the Pokemon. I said not recommended, also that's Palworld. Killed the Emperor, got fined 9,000 gold, stole a cabbage, got sent to prison. 10 out of 10 would steal a cabbage again. That's Skyrim. Found a very cute girl in the wasteland. That said I had a 0% chance to hit that. 10 out of 10 such real. Fallout 3. Why the fuck? It's Steam! How would it be League of Legends? I'm gonna assume this is Mass Effect 2, because I don't know what a Krogan is, but they don't exist in Metal Gear Solid or Counter-Strike. So it's probably Mass Effect. Witness this, witness that, bro. Let me witness a decent story. I'm assuming Destiny 2, because Smite doesn't even fucking have a story, and also Tekken 8 is a fighting game. Can't romance withers, yeah, it's Baldur's Gate. Dude, even when I'm not playing it, Baldur's Gate comes back to haunt me. Once I learn how to block, all of you are in trouble. Mortal Kombat? Yeah. Just like normal soccer, but now you can't pretend you've hurt your leg. Rocket League? Yeah. Triss gets naked. Yeah, The Witcher. There's no Triss in Baldur's Gate, and it's PUBG. Why would it be PUBG? Spent 6,000 hours on this Barbie fashion simulator. 10 out of 10 would dress up waifu again. But it's probably not Dota 2 or Apex Legends. It's Dota 2? Huh? What kind of fucking customization do you do in Dota 2? There's like a few skins at most. Omori quiz. Is the game good? No. Correct answer. Dota has a system kinda similar to DBD. Ah, right. You can change different parts. I fucking wish Smite had that. That would be sick as hell. Spelunky quiz. This looks like some brain rot slop some children would watch. Kind of like Barton of Gangan. Yes, the FNAF Characters Ultimate Edition. 108 questions. Well, that will have to wait, because the stream starts now, boys. I paused the music as well. Audio jungle. 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 I don't want to get copyrighted. Audio jungle. Audio jungle. I'm turning the music off for a bit. It looks so goofy without it. But I don't want to get copyright striked. There we go.
It is good to be back.
Gold Center here, boys.
I love every single one of you.
The GOAT.
Think back, over a decade ago, a group of dreamers, storytellers, and gamers set out to create a community, a scene, and a family, really. And what did we get in the last 10 years? Think back to everything we got in the Smite 1 Pro League. Every moment, every play, every world championship over the past 10 years. How special, how unbelievable is that?
Why is the quality so shit?
And here we are once again.
I mean, I know I'm watching on a 1440p
following
screen,
in their footsteps,
but
a
like,
group of dreamers, gamers,
the bitrate's kind of fucked because of the screen in the
allow
background.
me to welcome you all here live in Vegas and everyone around the world watching to the Smite 2 Founder Series in Las Vegas.
Hell yes. Wish I could be there, but I can't.
I have to mention,
One day,
bar's
yeah.
open, by the way, for anyone who's ready to get things going here. And I know we are. It's 2 o'clock somewhere, East Coast time, right? We're 3 hours ahead. We have an absolutely packed slate of games for you here this weekend. We battled the best teams from around the world to qualify in to the Smite 2 Founder Series here in Las Vegas. A grueling 6-month effort for teams to whittle themselves down, and then there were 6. The page is now open. The story is blank. The Smite 2 chapter has been turned, and by the end of this weekend, the first team will etch its name into the stone of Smite 2 World Champions. So allow me to introduce you 4 teams that we'll be seeing later today before we meet your first matchup.
Smite Worlds.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
begins
join
here.
me in welcoming 4 of your teams here to the Smite 2 Founder Series, starting with Hmgghg.
Dude, he's going fucking crazy with it.
Next to Hmgghg, welcome Borscht.
Dude. Borscht.
We got
What,
some
they
teams
would
from
be there.
EMEA here.
Hell yeah.
It's Team Risk.
Dude, fucking genetics. Final.
Last but not least, up in the balcony is Smoke Break.
That bald guy looks dead inside.
Those teams will be waiting in the wings
I know, the
around
Harry
us
Potter guy.
all day long, ready to play their games. Welcome to the stage for the first matchup of the day. It's Food Drive for Globe.
Yeah. Food Drive.
Some world champions hoping to grab themselves another title. It's 5Ms.
Ooh, let's go, the boys. PBM, 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 hell yeah.
The J Dragons fans, they follow us everywhere. I hear you guys back in there. What a story you guys got to end Smite 1 on. We got some players up here hoping to pick up right where that J Dragons team left off. We got 4 games for you here today, 3 for you tomorrow, a double elim style tournament. Let's get things started. What do you say? Let's head on over to the desk to get things kicked off.
Oh, hell yes. Let's head on over to the desk.
Thank you so much, Dave. Of course, thank you everyone who's tuning in again. The Smite 2 Founder Series here in Vegas. It is going to be a fantastic time. My name's Gormizer, and of course,
Hello,
I couldn't do
Gormizer.
things
I'm
at the
Hmgghg.
desk alone. I've got 2 lovely friends here. I've got Inbound and Hazer, who are going to be joining me throughout this one and throughout this weekend. And of course, there's so much going on.
Dude, they're
We
all so
had-
snazzy.
we
They're
had
all
a
stylish.
Open beta patch. We had I mean, that of itself, we could probably sit here and talk just like updates and how we think it could change competitive for hours. It would be very boring for everyone who's watching, but we could.
We'd like it.
We're not going to. The good news is that'll all come up as it happens in game and as it goes on. But there's so much. Not only that, like David mentioned, best of 3s today, which is going to be a very big deal. Double elim. Some of the teams, as we'll talk about a little bit later, already sitting down in that lower bracket. If you were watching in December, you saw
William
technically
Newberry.
day 1 of this LAN, although this is like the real day 1, right? The real deal in front of people. But with all of that, it feels like there's something to celebrate behind it, right? Like we're doing this for something. Like maybe something big happened recently, and that's got to be the reason that we're doing something. And it would maybe be because just a few days ago, Smite 2 went free to play. Like, you can go play it now. Before, you had to get your Founders Edition to get in.
Smite 2, best game ever. Play that shit immediately.
Go get in and play Smite 2. If you saw a video,
if you ain't playing Smite 2, then what are you doing?
I'm gonna tell you, they've been chefing it up in the kitchen.
They absolutely
is
cooked.
phenomenal. It is so.
There was
fun.
this dev
It
team
feels
one
great.
day,
There's
and they
so much
released a little. They were messing around, and they created a Smite 2.
I've seen Danzaburo Jungle, and that it has been successful, at least in my games, which I'm kind of surprised by, not gonna lie. The aspects, there's so much. You should really go check it out. It is free now, and of course, you can always go to smite2.com if you want to get some of those cosmetics and exclusives to pick up things on top of that. But that's not the only thing that's happening this weekend. Not only is it free to play,
it's
which,
not
by
the
way,
only thing.
keep us up on your second monitor if you're checking it out. There's also going to be a lot of drops. This is why you want to keep us up on the second monitor.
Right, let's see the fucking drops
that are
by
going
the
on
way.
all weekend long. Watching both 2 and 4 hours every single day will get you a ton of different things. Today, you'll be able to get the Founders Ace title, you'll get the Order Champion badge. Tomorrow, you can get the Chaos Champion badge and the Up the Ante Global. And then, of course, this is the one that is important. On January 19th,
Founders Ace
the very
title,
last day,
Order
you come
Champion
in,
badge.
You can receive the Founders
Day 1
Vegas
drops.
Series card effects. And of course, if you watch 4 hours that day, which it'll be grand finals, you'll have a treat and you'll want to be here. You can receive Jade Dragon's Bologna in this skin. Bobby's literally been asking about it for 3 days.
I've asked like 6 different people to
Yeah.
give it to me because I need that skin so bad.
It's an alright skin.
I mean, it's just.
I don't like Bologna very
Hazel
much,
and
as I
Benjamin
stated
I love
earlier
Bologna.
in the
that finals
tier list,
getting to capture
so
means that it has a very special place in
you
my
know.
memory. I'm gonna need to make sure that I have a computer or something open. I'll tell Katie, like, hey, open the TV, turn Twitch on. Like, just make sure that I can get the viewership while I'm watching here. I guess I have a computer literally in front of me.
You can.
Gory, you literally worked with the dev team. Even if you don't get the drop, you can just say, hey, put that shit on my account. I couldn't get the drop because I was casting.
As mentioned, we've talked about it, double elim bracket. That pretty easy to knock off into. 6 teams, double elim. You can see here matches that already happened. Again, this happened about a month ago. Team Risk took out Borscht. They are waiting for a matchup later today. That's why they were up in the balcony. Food Drive took out Mockingbird, and now you can see Mockingbird down at the bottom, again waiting for an opponent. Smoke Break and Risk will be facing off a little bit later. That's going to be a very fun one to watch. Of course, not only are we getting an EMEA matchup later, right now, as we introduce them onto the stage, we are getting a North American matchup. 5Ms, Food Drive, these 2 teams have fought each other, honestly, quite a lot. The thing that's really interesting...
I fucking love that they're using the global emotes as their little icons now.
A little bit. The thing that is going crazy for me right now, this is a best
I
of
just
3.
wish one of the teams was using flat Sobek.
You know, as Dave mentioned, 4 best of 3s today. Tomorrow, a best of 5 into 2 best of 3s. And then Sunday, the grand finals, a best of 5 with a potential best of 1 reset, right? If the lower bracket comes in and People's Elbows the champion, you're going to send it one more game and then winner takes all, which is something that's pretty common here in Vegas, I think. It'll be a really, really fun one. But this matchup and these 2 teams, and really, you know, we'll probably be saying something similar for Risk and Smoke Break, where it's a matchup that's happened a lot and it's usually leaned one way, but here we are on a different patch with different gods, with different everything. And it feels like this is the spice of land, right? Like, Hazer, when you get here, especially, I mean, when you had to coach in the past,
Almost out of Monster
you just
already.
kind of hope that you figured out the right thing.
Yeah, it's super interesting as well, because normally when we come into these events, which are cross-region, you have that separation of meta. But going into this one, we've actually had the regions scrimming each other coming into the tournament. So we've got a bit of crossover in the meta. The teams kind of all know what the other region is playing and what they value. And so we're going to see the teams, I think, come in with a more similar meta than usual. And we're starting with NA versus NA. So we'll see exactly what the meta favors in that case.
Well, the thing that's really fun is not just getting our opinion. You're going to hear a lot of those throughout the weekend.
And we have a lot.
I was going to say, you guys
They have a lot of
intermittently, but you'll be
opinions.
here a lot with me yapping about Smite 2. And trust me, we are opinionated. But there's 2 other guys that I think it's really important to make sure that we hear and get a good vibe check on, because we've got our casters. We've got Malum and Trelly, of course, Anthony Squared, who are sitting there in the venue and real stoked. You can hear the crowd behind him. How you guys feeling?
Is that for us?
That was for us, I think,
Wow.
right? Totally. It was totally for us. It definitely wasn't for Bobby
Hell
and his
yeah.
opinions. That's 100%
Trelly.
for sure.
Absolutely
Nobody
not.
cheers for those.
Exactly. But no, thanks for checking in because
Yeah,
it's
I'm
been
already
great out
starting
here.
with the
We've
roast.
heard everybody out here cheering the whole time. I can tell you guys are feeling pretty good, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're feeling pretty okay.
Absolutely, man. It's
Hell
an
yeah.
electric venue. If you're watching online, you're still going to get a great experience, and we're hyped up too.
Yeah, pretty hyped up. We've been jazzed. We keep looking around. We're waiting. And the first matchup, too, is fantastic. Not to brag, I was the food drive for Globe stand in the open tournaments that we had before the Founder Series began. I said, watch out for this team in August. And they're here now, and they're in the winner's bracket.
Malum liked Food Drive before they were cool, but we
I did.
also had some predictions that you guys are going to see later, and maybe some other people believed in Food Drive. I don't know.
Absolutely. Maybe it'll be surprising. Who knows? But unfortunately, but no, I'm kidding. Fortunately, they're going to give us some great opinions and some great breakdowns the closer we get to game. Desk, back to you guys.
That's your last one.
That's
two.
I feel like that might be a threat.
No. No.
But to Malum specifically, maybe, well, Chelly catches some strays.
Little bit.
Like, it's part of the whole Anthony thing they got going on.
Which I just don't like.
Yeah, really?
Just don't like it.
See? Opinions. We
You
got
don't
them.
like it.
Whether good or bad, we got them. The
You
thing
don't
that I
like
think
it.
is really funny, and you want to specifically to go through this game by game, which we will, well, not game by game. I think you said match by match.
Yeah.
Which we'll do eventually. But up front, we had to sit down and we had to ask everybody, like, who do you think is going to actually win this whole thing? Which I quickly realized was very hard to decide. I feel like, if I remember correctly, a lot of people leaned one direction as you look where all of us, I think, put our chips in. I'm gonna get so many Vegas buns in, guys.
That's a good one.
Admittedly, I'm gonna apologize now because they're probably gonna get worse as the weekend goes on or be very, very repetitive. But wow, what an applicable put your chips in thing, because here we are. We got every team represented, which I think was really interesting. Obviously, a lot of people went in with 5Ms. I think that is the safe bet, right? I just have a feeling like Smoke Break, depending on
Damn,
what
they're
happens, like
betting
those
on the
guys
teams.
they're the underdogs that should never be underdogs. Like, it
5
always feels like
M's
they do a land
got
buff.
all the fucking
I know
bets.
that you two, though.
That's crazy.
I'm a
Well,
coward.
yeah, you. I guess.
I did 5 M's. I stay on 16.
So, well, that'll get. That's been a question all weekend, by the way. Hazer, you, I know, we're feeling, I believe, Mockingbird, right? And,
Yep.
and so it was something that I remember kind of being surprised by, because I think it was at the time nobody else had put it. I was making sure. I was like,
That
I didn't wanna
Trelly
influence
on the food
anybody.
drive?
And you were like, I think
And
everyone said the same
I
thing
don't
of, like,
recognize
5Ms
the
is
other
probably
team's
the
icons.
safer bet.
I
They
haven't
seem like a really
memorized
strong
them
team
yet.
coming into it.
I know
Maybe
Food
Risk,
Drive is
you were
Thor and
really
then
back in the Mockingbird.
5Ms is
Yeah,
Danza.
absolutely. I mean, I've got to watch a couple of their scrims and see a bit of the EU boys practicing. Obviously, I'm European. I've got to stick with my region, and I think they're probably right now the strongest of the 3 teams coming out of Europe. I know they're already in the losers bracket. They weren't so strong going into this tournament, but I think they're hungry. They've been practicing very, very hard. They've got youth on their side, and I think as long as they can deal with the crowd and the noise and the new experience to a lot of them playing in front of a big crowd like this, I think they really are in the running.
And that's a little insane when you compare it with like Team Risk and Smoke Break, the teams that kind of did a
Yeah.
lot in the last tournament. I mean, Mockingbird played well, but I mean, Team Risk has these really high highs, really low lows. I really don't hate the Mockingbird call.
Well, you didn't like it enough to go with it, right? You went with
Not
5
that
M's.
much.
Yeah, you
I like
were able
5
to put it
Ms.
in, which makes me think I might know your prediction for what this set would be.
We'll find out.
But you know, we've talked a lot about this team, and a lot. I've mentioned that everybody went in on them. You just saw 4 people out of 9 that decided to go in on it. Most people said, "Well, I don't want to join the crowd. Maybe I'll look somewhere else, see some upsets." But who are they, and what do they feel? Well, good news is we got to sit down with 5Ms. We got to hang around them. They got to go around Vegas a little bit. So to introduce them, here's 5Ms.
Damn, they got their own fucking intro videos and everything.
Hello, my name is PBM. I'm the
PBM,
support and team captain for a
PBM,
team named
PBM.
I'm Cheyo, I'm the solo laner for 5M.
Yeah, for me, I was uncertain about playing. At first, I felt like the end of Season 10 was a pretty natural ending for me. But yeah, I think both Scream and Cyclone had messaged me separately, and I kind of like thought about it a little bit more, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything else anyway, so like may as well play.
I was always down, I just wanted to play because I missed it. And then I know he obviously wanted to play with Cyclone like for a long time. And then Scream was just the natural jungler that you would think of. And then we were basically just trying to fit in the last person. And a couple names floated around, and then I decided like, okay, I'll go solo. And I played against Benny a lot in ranked in season 11, like after Worlds. He was just owning, and I was like happy to bring him on board. Personally, I've never been to Las Vegas before, but I'm excited. I'm probably not gonna go crazy or anything. I'm very careful with stuff like this.
I like the venue. I'm excited to go back there. It's going to feel a little bit weird because it has been so long. And then it's hard not to have a good time, you know, playing a game.
Gambling,
you know, hopefully have some chance to win some money and to do well as a team. And then, you know, play poker with everybody and hang out. It'll be a good time.
I don't know what's our lose condition. Whenever I played on teams before, I was
Mike 2 encourages gambling, boys. You heard it there first.
I feel like we can be good at anything. So as long as we have some good practice, don't go too crazy in scrims, don't have like some massive implosion that happens to some teams before Worlds, I'm pretty confident that we're going to win it, yeah.
Yeah, I think our chances of winning the tournament are very, very high. I think I am a very smart player when it comes to adjusting mid-set and kind of out-prepping people. And I think Cherry and Spin are smarter than me. So I feel like the combination of that when we go into best of fives, I feel like we have a lot of information on people, and I think we have a lot of different styles we can play, and I think we have a lot of tools at our disposal, and I think that makes us a really dangerous team.
Yeah, they're dangerous, they're gonna kick ass. Team 5Ms.
So there were two things I immediately latched onto. First off, I think Cherry is playing it right. I was laughing because I was like, you know, when we were in Arlington last week or last week, wow. I was like, yeah, it was cold walking to the venue. Like that's all you really got from the hotel. Here I was like, it's the only place that I felt on my way to work I could just like lose $10 because I see something shiny. Very fun though. Good on him, I guess, to hold on to it. But one thing that stood out, and we'll talk about this a little more, you know, the opinions I think on this team. A lot of these guys, Scream in particular, will do builds that people will have opinions about that are different. It's always really, really fun to see what they have. The mid-set adjustments, I think PBM was on point with that. And I'm really excited to see what they have. And you don't just have to take it from me or from him, but in the past, we've got PBM standing by on stage for a live interview.
PBM, PBM, PBM. PBM, PBM,
Clearly you still got some fans here, Mike.
PBM.
These J-Dragons, Mike.
The guy, Scubs, you mean the GOAT.
Back in front of a crowd. Last time we saw you, a Game 5 World Championship win. What's it like being back?
It's awesome. It's cool to see all the fans travel. Smite's always had a hardcore, awesome community. So yeah, it feels good.
Was it you who signed somebody's forehead already? Did I see? Over there. That's right. You already signed somebody's forehead. Would you say that you come into this tournament as the favorites? I feel like a lot of the casters
Signed somebody's forehead. He got down.
Where do you think 5M stands here on day one?
I'm always confident in myself, my teammates, and our abilities. I think it's hard to tell. We're playing on a completely new patch. The game has changed a lot. So yeah, we'll see.
What do you think some of the biggest changes the last time we saw you guys play to now here on the Vegas stage? What do you think the impactful changes are in Smite 2?
You saw Aphrodite's back, right? That's kind of nice. Yeah.
Depending on which part you're talking about, I'm here with you. Going up against Food Drive for Globe, who are you watching out for on the across the stage?
You always got to be careful if Big H happens a good player. They're all good. I think it's exciting to have some new faces up here and some young talent. So yeah, it should be fun.
Have some fun, Mike. Appreciate it. We'll go back to the desk.
I feel like for like almost a decade now, right? I mean, 2014 would be launch tournament. A couple years later is when Mike, I think, got like really, really big in the pro scene. I feel like I've been hearing PPM chants for almost a third of my life.
Yeah, he was on the Eager team in like season 3 that had it was like Zatman, Mike, and they had a bunch of fans. And then season 4 they obviously won. And then every single time it comes back to a big tournament, Mike's here, Mike's competing, and he has a ton of fans.
And that's, Hazer, again, like what they said, the
of course Mike has a ton of fans, he's the GOAT.
Who've been playing competitive games
he's the support player.
For so long now that we'll talk about it like, oh, maybe you've got the stage leaders, like, there might still be some of that, but realistically, it might honestly start feeling like home for him.
I mean, there's so much tenure on this team. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you look at Cherio, one of the smartest minds to ever play Smite, in my opinion. Yeah. He's been on really innovative teams coming out of Europe and now on a North American team. He's won a championship as a coach, and now he's here to do it in solo and to be creative and to do nice things in that lane. And then you've got Spin and Scream alongside. And Benny's kind of the new blood in that mid lane, the sort of less experienced player there that's there to be explosive for this team, to be creative and to help them get a championship again.
And he's also like the same type of player as the other ones. Like, he will try to create the meta for himself. Like, he won't play a god because he thinks it's good. He'll play the god that he knows is good, that he likes. He doesn't care what other people play. And it's the same thing with Scream, same thing with Cherry, same thing with Mike. They just play the gods that they think is good. They don't care about the meta.
And realistically, coming into a land like this, maybe that's exactly what you need to do, right? So much has changed since the last time you played an actual competitive, you know, stress on the line matchup. That who knows what you're going to be facing. Of course, the team that they're facing is a team that originally I didn't know what to expect out of. Now, I think excellence is just the word. They come out, they play great. The other side of this matchup, it's Food Drive for Globe.
Well, time for another introduction video.
Hi, I'm Globe. I'm the mid laner for Food Drive for Globe. My name's
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I'm Happen. I'm the support and team captain of Food Drive for Globe.
We've all been on different teams together at different points. There was a lot
Glorious
of
beard hole, indeed.
Run it back with the same Shivalba Storm
Smite.
last year with Pringles and Rap.
It's not Smite Jesus, that was someone else.
And
Fuck, who was it who looked like Jesus in the Pro League? Do you remember, Stubbs?
But it actually
That was Aurora, right, Aurora. Is he even playing Smite Pro League anymore?
I'd say there's two things. You need to have the same goals, so everyone has to want the same thing out of whatever they're going for, whether that be winning Vegas
Think so?
or qualifying to playoffs or whatever.
Was also kind of a goat,
making sure
honestly.
everyone has like a good mentality that when you do suffer setbacks, because that's inevitably going to happen, you can adapt faster and just move on as a team.
Yeah, to tie that good mentality, like I said, trust is really important because that's the only way you get through losses and improve is if you trust that you're going to win next time you go into the game. I mean,
think he was on the same team as Paul.
I've thought this for a while. I've teamed with
I don't remember if they made it
in
in or not.
me to the promised land when I first met him 4 years
Quote
ago.
me on
and
that,
he hasn't let
though.
me down since.
We're a pretty balanced team, we try and keep Globe in the mix.
On the
That's why
17th of
Globe
January
is, like,
at
kind of our charity tournament.
roughly
Globe
half
needs
past
to use
8
the
o'clock,
basis of, our
they,
team, so our
Mr.
biggest one
Scubs
is our
XD
director.
said, quote, I think he was on the same team as Paul when referring to the Pro League player Aurora.
Coming out with plus one,
Sure,
I go
please,
with.
man.
That's like the main thing I'm worried about going there.
I've been in Vegas a couple times, but all as a kid, never as an adult.
I quoted you.
Hit the casinos, hopefully with my winnings.
We're probably the most confident
You
team.
have been
for
quoted.
what other people expect of us. We always have full faith we're going to win every match, even if we're 30k down or whatever. We just think we're going to win it.
We're really confident. We all really trust each other a lot. It's the kind of the back.
That guy on the
I
right
think, and
started mewing a bit more. He'd be built like a fucking Greek god. He's got the perfect eyes for it. He's got fucking hunter eyes. He's got predator eyes. He's got a positive candle tilt and everything.
In that interview, but the word trust was thrown around a bit, and realistically, that's incredibly important. Especially, I mean, you're saying 30k down. That might be a little bit egregious, but trust in your teammates, especially for feedback and stuff, at mid-set adjustments. We're talking about that with 5Ms. I think that's very applicable here for them as well.
Yeah, trust in food, I think, is they said those are their two drives.
Food
so.
being a big motivator is something I don't know if we've ever done a player interview that resonated with me at heart. That one got me. I'm with them.
I like that one.
And the good news is, guys, I'm gonna be real. I don't know how to do a good segue for this one. We got him standing by live on the stage for an interview.
You did the best you could, Gore. Thank you very
Holy
much.
shit.
Down here on stage with Happen,
It's Happen.
support for Food Drive for Globe. First time for a lot of you playing live in front of a crowd. Explain the energy walking through the
The
hype tunnel
fucking
up there,
Thor
down
on his shirt is killing me.
Crazy. It's obviously nothing like any of us have done before, but I mean, we're just really happy we got the chance, and we're really happy we could come out here and play in front of people.
And I asked Mike, the game has changed a lot in the last month or two since we've seen you guys play. What are some of the big changes we should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I mean, Mike was probably our biggest scrim partner this whole Founders series, and we haven't played them in a month, so we know they're going to try and pull out some weird stuff. We're going to try and pull out some weird stuff. We're kind of just excited to see what they had planned.
Mike shouted out Aphrodite. Are you on the Aphrodite train as well?
Yeah, I could be persuaded to play some Afro.
Understood. We might see some Afro here today.
Dude,
5Ms,
Afro.
potentially
I
tournament
forget she's in
favorites.
SMite too.
What are you looking out for on the other side of the stage?
I don't think it's like a specific player. They always come really prepped with the draft, so you have to make sure you match that energy and come really prepped as well.
Final question. I want you to settle something for me. The logo here, is that supposed to be Globe? Did you guys choose that because it looks like Globe?
Yeah, that is pretty much just why we chose it. This is Globe.
This happened. It's food drive for Globe. We'll go back to the desk to start this one off.
Honestly, applicable question and something that I was curious about the entire time. I was like, it's either a convenience thing or they did it intentionally. I'm glad to know that it was intentional. But something they mentioned, you need to do your homework. You need to know what your draft is. This might be one of the hardest questions I ask because I feel like there's a lot. So I'll go inbound first, then
I'm ready.
Hazer.
Thank you.
What do you think, if you had to choose like one change, like what is at the forefront of your mind that comes into this weekend that you're like, you need to know, like this being such a big pivotal difference?
I mean, I just think it's got to be aspects. I think
those are huge.
Is there not a worry in like P's and B's where you lock in a character and you just don't know which exact like style is going to be played? Like if you play against Raw first pick, is it going mid? Is it going solo? Is it going support? Like where's it getting played? And I mean, there's a bunch of different things we could talk about. This is the biggest change. I think it's aspects just because it throws a wrench into P's and B's. It throws a wrench into how you're going to play in game, and I think that's the thing that sticks out to me.
I think for me, I would go
So
with the
true.
addition of the extra farm and the side jungles. I think that's going to be really, really significant in the way you want to play in duo and solo. And of using those teleporters to maybe go and take away enemy farm in those side jungles and builds changing to accommodate that. I think we'll see a lot of Boomba's Dagger in those side lanes to help farm out those camps.
Well, we've introed teams, we've talked about the format, we've looked at the bracket, we've got a match set up, and why not just get into it, picks and bans for game number 1. Starting off here, 5M's first pick over Food Drive for Globe.
Dude,
Gonna
they're
hear me
already
say
doing
this a
P's
whole
and
lot
B's,
this
what the hell?
weekend, guys, just because it is a very, very important change that happens even outside of the game. There is a second ban per team for every single one of these. So now instead of the 2 bans that we had, every other competition we've done, you've got 4 total. A couple extra gods that get knocked off out of the way. I mean, when you're looking at some of the newer gods that were added for this most recent patch, maybe won't be too surprised to see him up there. I will admit, Geb catches me a little off guard though.
Yeah, and
I
just
love
a quick
Scream's
joke that
new
Hazel said
name.
earlier, that was
Scream,
hilarious.
but
So
with
there's
5
bans
M's.
and an Aladdin. Like those are your those are the bans. And starting with Geb into the Aladdin, it's no real surprise. But the Geb is a newer character. It's just such a strong, safe pick, no downside.
It's just like
Not a ton of play
these
potential, but I think it's always
team
just a good throwaway ban, just because it's something that is
comps, I guess you could call them, or just like
Yeah, very interesting. So
on 5M's, there's 4 people I know of and Cherry, and then on Food Drive, I know none of these motherfuckers.
that you don't believe are super, super strong
These are like
yourself.
wild cards for me. I don't know if they like how they play at
mentioned
all.
in those interviews there, but Aphrodite, they were honest in their appetite for
Doesn't
picking
happen
that
often.
Damn,
dog.
Loki first pick for them. That's
The Loki pick is something that I like because I think this is just, if Aladdin is gone, Loki is the go-to jungler. We've now seen it for what, 2 months now, where Loki is just that best jungler, and it is it farms well, it's efficient in how it plays ganks, and it's a very
who'd
good
have thought
performer
Geb
if
and
you
Aladdin are
using
banned? Nah.
So it just does
Really?
everything really well.
I
That's
actually
crazy.
think this duo lane that 5M's have picked up is really, really smart into Food Drive for Globe. Food Drive for Globe are a team who really like to play through duo lane and try and dominate there. And if this Uller is going there with the Aphrodite, that sort of prevents that. The Afro link past level 1, they're very, very strong and lane dominant. It makes it difficult for Tegveer and Happen to affect the game like they want to.
And we're kind of flying through P's and B's.
Yeah, they know what they want.
They do know what they want. There's a lot of flex potential so far with Food Drive for Globe, but usually you see Hades in solo, you see Chalk in solo.
I feel like Cherio's been the one who plays Hades the most too.
That is his most played god, and then in the last tournament he played it 5 out of the 6 games or something like that. This is a very efficient draft, but I'm a little worried where Food Drive for Globe is putting this Hades. Is this Hades mid? Is Globe taking the Hades mid?
I don't think so. I think this is probably going to be a Hades in solo.
Hades support then.
Is it
It's got to be Hades support.
Yeah, and I like the combination of Hades and Morrigan. I think Hades is a god who is extremely
People like that
strong
Chuck
while
pick.
his ult is up. Obviously got that
Chuck is kind of a hype god to watch sometimes. His ult is very flashy. He can do some sick plays with like his 1-2 and stuff.
Hades support. I don't know if there's as much efficiency there.
Is there any world in which this is Morrigan support, by the way? I've seen a bit of her played there
Really?
with the
It's happened
aspect.
though. it's Happen.
Yeah?
I don't think Happen will play something like Morgan. He likes his high engage. You said he likes his pressure. I guess to be fair, Morgan does have a lot of pressure. It is
He
something
almost
that
talked
could
himself
be
into
played.
it.
It could be played.
I've convinced myself. I think this is Morrigan support. And I think I've seen it a lot in EU ranked. Genetic's been pioneering it. In particular, Lifebinder, Morrigan, very good pressure in that lane. And it might help them pressure out this Uller and Afro if they do decide to put it there.
And I just want to shout out Raw. I love this character so much. I mean, I talked about Aspect. I said I'm so excited. Raw is such a cool character now with this aspect. I'm excited to see him played in solo lane because I think it's by far his best role. I think he's the best solo laner by a wide margin with that aspect. My only worry though is if he plays it into a matchup where you can gank him, where is that Hades solo? I think that's one of the few matchups that you can actually handle Raw. If this is a chalk solo, I think they're going to run him over in that lane.
Well, we've got the picks, we've got the players ready, so now let's jump over to our casters to start off game number 1.
Thank you, Gore, and thank you, Desk. And I hate to admit it, but honestly, Bobby and Hazer, they're right on it. I don't think they could be any smarter or more on point with their talking points. But at the same time, a lot of surprises in that draft.
I mean, I think so, but first of all, we do have to give credit to the desk because they did predict number 1, the fact that sustain was going to be so highly prioritized. I mean, we got Afro, we got Raw, Chalk, Hades. Like, there's a lot of self-sustain and a lot of aspects, which Bobby also touched on. I mean, Food Driver Globe, I believe they have 4 out of 5 gods that could be played a completely different way, which 5Ms has to consider. Like, right now, they're like, wait, are we going to have to deal with, is the Morgan going invis, or is she going to be able to teleport to her clone?
Right.
Are we going to see Loki stealthing his squad, or is he just going to keep it to himself and keep the debuff?
I love Trelly's hair.
Not so much, but the more
It's like that pseudo Johnny Bravo haircut.
I think the big thing would be, as you're looking through the picks and bans, it's important to note at home that you don't see the aspects in picks and bans. You don't see the aspects till you get into game. So you're not going to know until you get in. And speaking of getting in game, we do have a remix. It'll be just a minute before we get into game. We'll have that for you soon. But I think that extra added layer, because you don't just have flex picks now, you have flex options throughout the draft.
And the other thing that I got to shout the devs for is, Raw ult is not always easy to land, right? Whenever you just send it flying, you miss, you kind of get flamed by your team, and you have to, you just come back, build some cooldown, try again next time. But the aspect actually does let you change your fire rate, right? You can fire and then turn. You can actually match where you would like to go. So it does make it a lot easier if you want to get value from that heal.
Raw aspect lets you aim your ultis here? I didn't even know that.
Who's diving the backline, hit them and do damage while also healing your squad. It just becomes so much easier to try and play this pickup.
Maybe I should try out Raw aspect someday. I've just been playing default
We
Raw.
had the side lanes mentioned during the desk as well, so I want to bring attention to the
Turn
jungle
one casting.
overall.
God
One of the
damn.
biggest changes on this patch for Vegas is the jungle is tankier, there's more to it, the pathing is different, so jungles are going to be the most important member if they weren't already, and just making sure the map feels great. In our jungle matchup, we've got Thor versus Loki, but more importantly to me, the experience levels. How do you think that plays in?
Well, I want to bring up the conversation that because there's so much extra jungle farm, we open up the ability for mid laners to start stealing it, right?
True.
As a mid laner myself, I'm already leeching off jungle as much as possible.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
You did that yesterday when we were practicing. You were a big farm
and
leech.
I hit level 20 first.
You did.
And
I'll give you that.
And that's how you carry games. VaniQ is someone who already likes to sap a little bit of farm if he can. Right now, there's just so much more available. You have so much more to say. Like, let's try and play through mid, right? Let's just sit back. You're going to get the backhand. You're going to get the free wards, things like that. And then you can use that pressure wherever you want. That's one of the things I love most about mid lane in Smite 2 is you can be a pseudo jungler. You have time to clear out, dip over. If you get a kill, great. If you don't, go back to base, teleport to lane. Those lane teleporters are also so impactful for someone who's going to just sap up as much farm as possible.
And one of the people in this matchup is the person who got us talking about how important those side teleporters were for jungles in the first place in Scream. That was one of the people where we were talking about an early version of Hasar's Wings where it acted kind of like a pseudo sprint from Smite 1 and the differences it made and how fast you could farm and move around the map. And that's been Scream's MO. And in the last tournament, he added even more carry potential on top of that.
I mean, we can't not mention Cherry as well, though. Like, he has been, I think Solo has been such an impactful addition because you can teleport over, you can absolutely wreck the duo lane, and then you can go back and you haven't missed a wave, right? And the solo laners that are
His fucking expression.
I clear wave, I go blue, I do it again. You're gonna get outpaced.
Just locked in for a second there, what the fuck?
But we have so much experience here on the table. I want to mention Food Drive for Globe, in my opinion, despite the fact that Mike hyped up how
Is that their couch on the chair behind them, or fucking Ajax?
Food Drive for Globe, in my opinion, is
Or their coach, sorry, not their fucking couch. Their coach.
And they adapt the patches quickly.
Is that their coach on the chair?
On this patch yet. And I think Food Drive for Globe, they're the type of team that knows the ins and outs almost immediately.
They do, and we heard them talk about how they grind the game together, how they play nonstop. They're friends just outside of the game. They played in every amateur tournament they could find, whether it was Smite Prime or otherwise. They played every scrim they could possibly get.
Imagine.
From those tournaments even before the Founder Series. And on top of that, go back to how close the original Shabalba Storm got to Worlds. They were just right there on the cusp of tasting it, and that adds even more to what they could possibly want here. And I feel like it will make a big difference between the adaptations and just helping keep their nerves in check.
I mean, you guys saw the predictions, you guys saw the chips.
Imagine one day we could be sitting there. Probably won't happen, but it could. Simply just as them looking. Yeah, he seems to be more intent on playing anime games and Slay the Spire than locking in with us in Smite 2 though.
So many times, right? This is nothing new for them. They've been on main stage, they've had the lights in their eyes, and they perform every single time. I wonder if Food Drive for Globe is ready for that, right? Do they have that level of, you know, we're not playing in our rooms anymore, we're not playing on LAN over at the studio. We're in front of hundreds of people cheering our name, or booing. They might, I'm not sure.
True.
I don't know.
That's always an option. Hopefully not the one that you run into. Right. But there's a question, too, of how can they win over the crowd? How can they, if they don't, how can they adjust? But all of those answers lie in game, and we're ready. Let's start off the Founder Series Championship and get in game.
Hell yeah.
Food Drive for Globe versus Team Name.
We're starting, boys.
Is there anything surprising us? We did see the possibility of the Hades support that immediately swapped on the death. They said, you know what happens? Taking the Morgan into support.
Here it goes.
Aspect, though. It's Globe on the chalk mid and has decided to go for the aspect, which changes that rain. No longer going to be healing you. The chalk
Damn, they're already
damage, which
were they already almost fighting?
Sustained, but things like Bluestone,
the hell?
like Heartseeker, things like Shield of the Phoenix now proc on 4 abilities for chalk, which can be insane.
3 blinks over on the side of Food Drive for Globe as well, and the Phantom Shell at that. You know, honestly, less jungle starters than I expected on both sides. I expected we were already going to be seeing 4 per team potentially, but a little bit less.
No, I think.
Well, the bitrate is cooked. I'm watching on 1080p. Why does it look so shit?
Minions, if you do pick up that jungle starter, kind of phased. Duo, you can definitely get away with it, right? And that's why we see Cyclone. As Des mentioned again, those side camps are very, very crucial. Notably,
is it because I have fucking high resolution screen and it's 1080p when I'm watching on 1440?
About, you know, playstyles. This is just what you want to go for.
Axe damage already.
Oh, wait, is that chalk mid?
Establish himself in this mid lane at the start. They're taking it unique and it's working out.
Chalk
An
mid?
answer on the left, an invade coming out from Food Drive for Glow. We were looking for exciting new starts.
Chalk mid, Thor solo.
Cyclone is opted to just split mid farm with Benny.
Uller
You
jump.
have Scream and Mike over in left lane, probably going to be attached to each other.
The Morrigan invading the fucking speed camp at the start of the match.
Cyclone is just trying to get as much farm as possible. You're letting Hmgghg
He's support, I think.
For the time being. If you get a kill onto Globe,
yeah, Morrigan support just invading the fucking speed camp. Chalk mid with aspect. Oh damn, I didn't even notice he had aspect. Yeah, what the fuck?
What a start. I can't believe we...
Dude, this shit is already off to a fucking baller-ass start. You would never see shit like this in Smite 1. In Smite 1, you'd see the motherfuckers staring at each other in lane for like 5 goddamn minutes, then they might get into one fight, and then just fucking run back under tower for 5 more minutes. There'd be like 2 kills on one team, 3 kills on the other by 25 minutes in, and then one team would just sweep and win the entire match. It seems to be a lot more aggressive in Smite 2 though, which I really enjoy, because it makes the shit much more interesting to watch.
Not going to be picked up this time for Benny. He's playing mid. It does nerf your damage a little bit. More sustain, you lose that extra scaling on your ult. Not really something BennyQ likes. If you guys have been watching the BennyQ Raw for a while, he wants those one-shots. He wants the kill. And that aspect is not what you're looking for in mid lane.
That's been big for BennyQ in general throughout the Founder Series, but same thing for Globe. I've thought of Globe as somebody who's looked for those big-time impact ultimates. Chalk, I mean, do you bring that same thing in the mid lane the later we get?
Listen, I have been one of the biggest jungle haters. Chalk mid is not the jungle. It's much different, right? You could just go full damage if you so choose, blink in, you can charge up Stormcall, then blink in because of the new addition of the sort of combat blink. And just absolutely own the backline. I mean, I don't hate it at all, and I hope.
Globe, the slam hits, but not enough
So
damage
close.
on. I'm sure Food Drive for Globe, they're feeling every first engagement like that. If there's one thing you don't want, being that team with the nerves, who's new to this experience, you don't want to go down first blood.
No, absolutely not. I'm looking at the late game team fight potential already, because it does seem like Food Drive for Globe has drafted that way, right? When you have a Loki, you're not trying to fight early. When you have the Morgan support, you have the option to steal away things like the Thor ult, maybe 2 Hades ults, maybe even going into Mike, giving that extra immunity could be the call. Regardless, they're not that strong right now. They're just trying to confirm as much farm as possible, whereas Scream and Cyclone, they're stepping forward, right? They want engagements whenever they can find them. Hasn't seen the scrapping happen just yet, but if we do see the engagement, I'm thinking it's going to be off the back of 5Ms.
We heard Happen mention that
time
these
for
two teams
big
for
clear.
a while were basically scrim partners. At the beginning of the Founder Series, you could not
That's
turn
satisfying to
on
watch.
PBM stream without seeing them scrimming. Purple buff invade, damage onto Valo, save for Cyclone.
Is there going to be an actual kill? No.
To get away.
He
A
also
bit nervous by the purple, but keeps himself safe.
Still going for the invade though is Happen. Does have to teleport out.
Whips the axe.
Go well. Cyclone spin it.
Cyclone washed, perhaps?
Man, Cyclone spin on Uller connected to Mike on Afro. Think about the late game damage. I mean, the survivability as well. That's
Washed Cyclone spin, confirmed.
I do see
He missed one ability. He's washed.
You have the Hades ultimate.
The fuck is Thor doing all the way up there?
But it's all about positioning as well.
What the hell is Jerry getting up
Still
to?
face tanking all that damage. That's going to be a key aspect of killing the Chalk as well. He kind of gets through that early game way easier just because he has such a harder time dying.
Yep, I mean, just throw the axe, drop the rate, and clear the wave effortlessly. Like, he's going to take some damage here. We got to scrap.
Split, PBM will get caught in the Wild Hunt, rooted too. The ult's committed. A dash in from Techbeer. A shell out. Is that enough to keep Mike safe? It is. Maybe even a turnaround.
God damn, these fights are so close so far.
For the speed, no over-engage.
Wow.
PBM's sitting pretty low still.
I mean, I'm surprised. If I'm Val, I'm probably trying to go for that one. Something else to note, we didn't really see it there, but PBM does have the option when you use that Undying Love. You can actually, in Smite 2, choose to teleport to the person you're linked to. Not much of a teleport, more of like a zoom. You just kind of go over there. Regardless, an extra level of save for Alex.
Let's go!
When you're attached to a duel with a leap, you can just follow Cyclone.
Hear that shit in the background?
But if Valo comes in, if we see the assassinate to the backline, if we see a
He's doing loud ass. Let's go!
You can just zoom yourself out of there, no problem.
5 minutes of cross, still no first blood. We saw that close one for Valo.
Oh.
Now an invade out.
He's hyped, yeah.
Feeling okay. Into the jungle, but ever aware.
Valo skedaddling.
Chased away. Are you surprised that there's no Sunders? Because I keep checking out the relics, and I'm still surprised not to see one.
Scream and not taking the gold thing, the team gold. Okay.
Using the active for more hammers, right? You're up against the Hades, so you're not gonna outclear. That's a pipe. You're never gonna be able to outclear. But just going for the extra cooldown resets on the first item. Cherry is such a theory crafter at the end of the day. This could be the new meta strat, or it could just be something he's trying out. I doubt it, considering how much we're playing for here.
I was gonna say,
but
yeah.
I want to see how I mean, this is essentially a full damage Thor at the moment. You expect hybrid from solo, but that's not
good start so far for Food Drive for Globe if you're looking at them from that underdog aspect, not being afraid to play in the jungle. Cherry runs in, the Valo damage
Cherry get away?
Out!
Oh,
Cherry
just
get away
barely
from the
too.
time that Anvil's done.
And I was looking to see if Globe had any sort of option there. Step forward. This is something I've seen a lot in the rank, is actually first item kin. Stat-wise, not a bad pick, especially for someone like Scream on the Bologna. Like, it's just a great option to try and shred through some of these tankier targets, but the stats that come with kins are going to help you clear farm just fine. No one wants to box Bologna really ever if you can help it, right? Especially ADCs, the disarm can be so impactful. But now that Scream has taken his ass, he can give so much healing to his team, he can give block stacks to his team. It really does make your team fight pretty incredible. I like the chase down potential here as well.
Cyclone gets decent damage on Techbeer, will force that CERN back. A lot of movement to the left-hand side, but still no full commits. from either team. They're really taking their time at this start. Nobody wants to be the one to overstep and make that first mistake. But PBM and Scream go to the mid lane, take the engage. A blink will be forced out.
Great play there by Globe.
Bro just barely survived there as well.
Your jungler, Valo, has been a pillar of this team. Whenever they are successful,
There's actual fights in a Pro League match for once. Except no one's dying in them.
Hands on it here. Definitely not a bad look. Queen Naga has spawned in. You can see 5M's on it immediately. Let's see if it has any potential, because guess what? Food Drive's on gold.
An ambitious call, but a smart one of reading the map, but then Food Drive back off. But that Queen Naga still grabbed up, and it seems like 5Ms will have that unless Globe can get there in time to get the steal away. It'll be close. Cyclone, in trouble would happen right there. Queen Naga goes to 5Ms. A chalk transformation. Will that be enough to set anything up? Just more poke on PBM, and once again, remember Food Drive is the one forced away on their own gank.
Wow, the beads there. I don't think that was necessary from Tegra. Maybe feared that Mike was on the way, or they had a gank coming in on the top side. Not going to be the call, but at the very least, you pull the beads off of Tegra on an aggressive play here from Food Drive for Globe. Cyclone Spin and Mike, they're a lethal combo. The Uller and the Afro, they don't have much to fear when they have that Undying Love available, especially when Cyclone's hitting axes. I don't know if you've been counting, but
they've been on point.
I've seen 3 for 3 so far, and a Relic pull. Not a bad start for the duo lane at 5Ms.
I feel like that's the thing you need to. Hit some axes, feel yourself out in the land, remember who you are for sure, and how many times, again, the experience of 5Ms really shows through in moments like that, getting themselves back onto this land setting and not missed yet. Holds out as the
Hades
fight for the
ult
totem begins, and right in this one,
Hades ulting the totem.
I'm glad that we're getting the
The
clap.
totem, yeah!
Yep, they were right on cue.
Yeah, make sure you keep that up for sure. No action so far as kills, but we will be coming in when that totem goes down. And shouts out to Karmic, dropping the ult just to make
It's still
sure
happening.
it happens.
Years later, they're still so fucking hyped for that goddamn totem.
You can see Gemma Focus, the only item picked up for Karmic. He built that like 5 minutes ago. He's holding about
No, the
3K
problem here
in
with
hand.
watching this stream is watching Smite 2 makes me want to play Smite 2, but I can't play Smite 2 while I'm streaming because Scubs doesn't want to be on stream. No, why am I buffering? Currently offline, what the fuck? Stream crashed? F. No! No! Stream died. Is it back? It's back, it's back, it's back, it's
No
back.
one's nearby to make any contest happen. Just
back.
caught asleep at the wheel, and the first Gold Fury goes.
And they get the fucking Gold Fury.
If Food Drive for Globe had the farm lead, they had the positioning, they just didn't have the ward coverage.
Team M gets the fucking first Gold Fury, holy shit.
Sure, you expect
For Team 5M.
we all know Raul doesn't have that big of a cooldown, should be coming back up no problem. I gotta see some aggression for Food Drive for Globe here. I already mentioned their late game, I like it. It's not, you know, the end of the world if we get there, but it still has a good bit of damage. Oh, we see a fight.
Scream in trouble, getting damage on, but has backup. This might be that first blood. Looks for it with Eagles Rally and gets it.
Go, the first fucking blood, baby!
Any more? You've got the Hades still in. The
Oh,
agony out. They'll take
damn,
one
second
back.
blood already.
Karmic not letting it go.
Not a bad play by Carver. We're still
Oh,
going in here. Renegade taking some damage. And
Damn, shit, actual action is happening, boys.
Exactly what you want.
Plays are being
Food
made.
Drive for Globe. They punch, you give them 2 jabs right back, and they are in this game, and maybe that might wake them up on the aggressiveness too.
I mean, I'm not sure if anyone told Happen that Karmic is not building tanky, right? I saw him go to the back line as the Morgan, turn into this Hades, and then immediately just get shredded by Scream. That Kins was cutting through the HP.
Yo,
Then
I wanna
Karmic
play
showed up and
Smite
said, "I'll do it
2,
myself, right?
just
I'm a real
like
Hades. I'm level 14.
an actual
It was a little
online
bit
match.
different. Another Warhorn go in the way
Yeah.
of Food Drive for Globe.
Problem is, I'm stream. You don't wanna be on stream.
You know, I think seeing a first blood again might be pretty cool to see how things actually went
Oh,
down.
instant replay.
I mean, you can sell again. This is an aggressive play by Happen. He thinks he has
New
the damage,
sick
immediately gets
technology.
shredded because of that heal from Benny Q. Tries to bail out, and the shield bass confirms it, but Food Drive did
The
not.
shield
I
bass?
saw this ult from Cherry. I thought we were in a bit of trouble, but turns out Karmic has never cared about the Anvil of Dawn, and he just goes in and gets the job done.
Or remember at the Georgia land how we saw Hmgghg play. No fear, always looking for a flank, always looking for an opportunity. And it played to Hmgghg's strengths in a team fight as well.
It was a sick replay.
Oh,
Oh,
can't get away.
oh, happens
and will
that.
not. PBM picks up the kill. Support on support violence to start.
Polar Bear Master gets a motherfucking kill. The GOAT himself.
When you're using that, you have to send it out to teleport to it later on.
Oh,
Jerry just dunking gets
full ult.
Globes here. Does he have a steal attempt? The rain could take it down. Does not. No. Close.
Did not get the steal. It was very close though. God damn.
Have the rain, it does damage. Kind of tough to read on an objective like that.
Yeah, it's not a lot of tick damage, but it'll start to add up. You'll get very annoyed when you're inside of it. At least consolation prize here for the Chaos team picking up the Queen Naga. They're able to get those minions. Notably though, not a buff that just sort of sticks on you anymore. Now it's actually a consumable that you can drop when you choose. My favorite use, when you're up against someone like Uller. You're in a 1v1, they think they can axe you. Guess what? I just dropped down these soldiers that are going to eat the axe, and now I win this fight for free. You have no way to stun. You have no way to hit your combo. So yeah.
Damn. He's giving us tips on how to deal with other players.
Too often. I mean, Cyclone's been pretty much
You get the Nagas.
duo lane for the time being. But remember, 5M's pulled gold. They have the timer. They can go in whenever they so please.
Backup is here in the form of PBM for Cyclone Spin, followed by the Hades ult, but Happen just can't get enough to work. But they do secure that purple buff that was the goal for Food Drive for Globe. So they're continuing to just keep up in map presence. This is a key for a team like Food Drive. You can't get out-rotated, you can't play nervous, you've got to play like you know how.
Hmgghg is level 17, man. We are 13 minutes into the game. That's a ridiculous amount of farm. I mean, we were talking about these side camps. Hades just one-shots them, right?
We haven't seen Cherry over there much.
Yeah, I mean, because you're Bluestone Thor. You can't clear as quickly. Hades just groups everything up, gets extra damage by the blighted minions, and one-shots everything. Cherry has to use a fair bit of damage to get that same level of presence. I can't wait to see Hmgghg rotate over. I want to see Hmgghg teleport to duo lane, because we already saw Cyclone beats get pulled in that last engagement. That was the goal. 100 seconds. No CC immunity. Mike is going to have to be...
God damn, we're not even 15 minutes in yet. And Hmgghg's level 17. Oh,
there's damage on to Globe already.
Will Globe survive, or will he die?
From Scream. Can he find his way back to Globe? It's getting messy already, and Globe is reaping the rewards to get saved.
Seems he makes it out, but Happen doesn't.
Scream locks it down.
Looks like Cherry just playing zone duty, making sure Hmgghg cannot get...
Hmgghg's almost half health already.
Here. It looks like Hmgghg wants to go for it, but he's not looking healthy. You might have to give this one up.
Down to half health, so if you gotta go...
Is he gonna try for the steal, or is he... Nope, he's dead. He's just fucking gone. See ya, brother.
Hmgghg thought about it, but maybe forgot who was standing in that Gold Fury pit.
And that's what I'm talking about.
God damn.
The axes. That much we know. You gotta respect when he has one locked and loaded. It's gonna be landing. But man, a level 17 Hades game to the backline would have been fantastic. You just gotta look at your map position. You have to see your team is not in place to try and defend that. 5Ms, if nothing else,
damn, already fucking we get just 3 abilities. Loki's down to half health. Goddamn.
15 minutes to show up and happening at the same time as kills is wild.
Now they got vision. They can.
5Ms at least.
Are they gonna do the fire?
There's no way.
They're actually trying for fire. Holy shit.
They're gonna make the risk. They're gonna pull the fire. Can they make a play? Can Food Drive get there in time?
PBM
show up. They're close. Now a 1v1
oh,
to the side. That's gonna slow Valor
Loki
down.
almost dead.
But
he gets away.
Okay, well, they've used the Ross knife. Again, Mike still does have the bomb. He's not going to be able to mistime this unless he gets some CC. And finally, it's getting low, but they're not committing.
The blink into the back line, looking for something. Followed up with the
will Hmgghg get a kill with that? Nope.
They get off the fire chime, but Cherry lands
dude, and they fucking show up and they clean up, and then they get cooked, and then they clean up again.
Trying to fight back at anything they can, but Cyclone starts to
hell yes.
4 dead. For Food Drive, 5Ms.
They're staying
at
the
fire, but they're low. Valo,
oh, fucking Valo's back.
He's been in this
making a play, and he gets a kill. Will he get another?
Backs them up with some help from the environment.
They are absolute maniacs.
He's got blink up. He might get that.
Blink. He knows he can close gap, but do you want a dive spinner under the tower? I don't think so. Not a bad
Cyclone just barely makes it out.
Stayed on Fire Giant. You've got sustain, but not enough to tank him up. It's only 16 minutes in now. He spawned about a minute ago. You got to keep that in mind. You don't have the health bars. You don't have the damage to be able to tank that up. I need to see more from this Morgan pick, though. Happen has been
Well, that was an
consistently
actual
caught out.
fucking
You
hype-ass
need to be on point
moment.
with dropping your clone, a bead, something to help Happen position, because he's been the first target every single time.
Every single
Oh,
time.
and the
So
instant
much to
replays
break
back.
down in
Hell
this
yeah.
fire, but I think the thing that shocked me the most was the persistence from 5Ms to not let it go.
Yeah, I mean, Hmgghg did a bunch of damage here. You can tell when he came in, he thought he was going to be getting like 3 kills. Beautiful dunk as well from Cherry. You can see in the bottom left, though, we can see another Fire Giant attempt, but we're just sort of feeling things out here.
I'll never trust 5Ms again when we see them around it, though. Daring and looking for damage.
Are they trying for fucking fire again?
Got caught out again.
Second time's the charm, perhaps?
Will there be a landing? Yeah, there will. Won't
Oh,
find
he
a hole,
whiffs.
gets the stun and has to back right out.
There's a Scepter Dominion just closing off that aspect. You can see Fire Giant still getting low. 5Ms is going
Oh,
for it.
and they get the fucking fire,
Food
goddamn.
was close, but not close enough. And Hmgghg has nowhere to go. Cyclone's been cleaned up.
Oh,
But
god
with the answer
damn.
back, Hmgghg didn't die. Cyclone's still trying to throw, though. And
Oh,
makes it happen.
but Food Drive still
And
gets
the
fucking
triple
cooked.
kill.
Cyclone spin 5-0-5. He can do it all himself.
Close but no
Before
cigar.
You can find Happen here. He's gonna have to use the ultimate to get out. No way. You just trust. You have the movement, blink, dash.
God damn. God damn.
Not
This
letting him go,
motherfucker's
hitting
cycling through
everything on
every
the way
form
through.
to get away.
The stun, he'd already be dead, but he gets
He
it
still
anyway.
dies. God damn.
Go to Cyclone spin, and it's
Holy
a
shit.
Delayed quadra kill for Cyclone spin. Fire Giant to 5Ms on 3.
All that to get away and you still get fucking nay-nay. That's crazy.
Right? It was kind of slow. We didn't see much action until about 10, 12 minutes. But now it's all 5Ms all the time. Cherry is going to be able to split push. He's got his ult coming up soon. He's got Anvil on to get out. He's in no danger. But if you're Food Drive for Globe, you got to figure out where your defense lies. Do you sit underneath the Phoenix and just try and defend? Do you go to tier 2, or do you look into the Stealth Grass, the new addition to Smite 2, and try and set up an ambush? I don't hate any of them, but you cannot sit back because 5Ms will take everything you own if you let them.
Well, we were talking about Hmgghg earlier being a few levels up. That's evened up. Cyclone Spin just hit level 20 on this Uller, and Hmgghg at level 16.
He's also bottom damage in the game, barring Mike.
Gold Fury pulled.
Will they get that third GF as well?
No, looks like they're going to concede.
Now?
Now, this is something that I remember 5M
Valo
doing
giving
to
up on
Food
that?
Drive for Globe during the regular tournament of the Founder Series. They put them in this position where if you could not make a play, they would
Damn, and they have all the 3 gold furies. Like not even 20 minutes in, and they got fire. That's actually fucking insane.
I thought it was more so just like the zone tool. He completely locked down that Fire Giant entrance. No one could contest. That was the Aphrodite.
They could only take the long way.
Right, they have to take the long haul, and that's when, if you do go the whole way around, you're going to set up a quadra kill for Cyclone Spin. So well played. I wouldn't doubt that that was planned out by Mike and Cyclone probably a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Like if we do go for a
Your chat is in the way of the stats, by the way. It is, goddamn.
It's like just shooting quail, right? Flying
Hold
above
up.
us. It's effortless.
Let me just...
3 gold dots at the top of your screen that belong
Where do I move
to
this?
5Ms, those are Gold Furies. Now
I
that
can
the
move
third
it
one's dead,
up
Ancient
here.
Fury will
Top
start
left,
spawning.
there's not much
They
there.
might take that, but they might take kills too. Up to the sky
See ya.
goes Cherry. Cyclone Spin already killed Globe.
Got a little bit of action here. Envelope Dawn off
But-
the mark with the wall. It'll happen. I don't think he can ult in time.
Move
Can they find
myself
Happen
here.
Again, there's the ult out. Will he get away in time? No, a double kill for Cyclone Spin. 5Ms just walk at you, and there's nothing Food Drive have been able to do about it. Hmgghg looking to repeat with the Helm of Darkness play, but he gets answered quick and shut down. That's already 3
damn.
dead, almost 4 dead for Food Drive.
They took mid Phoenix. Are they going for Titan here? Are they gonna finish?
Game 1.
20
Is game... God damn, only 21 minutes and game 1's over.
All these questions. Seems like 5Ms have
This is fucking crazy. 5M just stomped so
Will they
hard.
take a pick on the way out? That's gonna kill it.
They're playing
They
their
will.
food.
Valo's gone. They do
And Cherry
indeed
gets the
take
final
one.
fucking kill as
That's how
well.
you start
That's
a
crazy.
win. If you're rooting for team with
Hell
5Ms.
yeah, that was a sick fucking match.
For Cyclone Spin. Uller was not
Ends
a
right on the
pick by any
fucking
means.
2-hour
We
mark
talked
of my
about
stream as well.
we
That's
talked about
fucking
before the
crazy.
tournament began. Uller is going to be a pick that everyone wants to get their hands on, and it cannot go back to Cyclone Spin, especially when he's attached to Mike on Afro. Those two
That was
things
crazy.
are just, they just spell disaster.
Did they spell disaster? I mean, we saw the whole documentary of the problems that can come your way if you allow that to happen.
Yep.
And you called it from the very beginning. You said, you know, I'm really noticing how Cyclone Spin's hitting these axes. They're on point.
Yep.
And it showed the entire game, not just with the axes, but everything. It was aimbot out there.
And again, you have to consider the fact that Cyclone's been here before. He doesn't have to be like, oh boy, do I have to warm up my axes? No, he knows.
Yeah.
He shows up and he's like, yeah, that's gonna hit. I saw him miss one. The whole game I saw him miss one. And that is just a terrible feeling to be Food Drive for Globe, knowing that every time he changes stances, you're getting smacked with 900 damage guaranteed.
And now, I think that one of the toughest things for Food Drive for Globe is you come into this land, you have all the confidence in the world. We heard them say it. They always think they'll win no matter the circumstance.
Right.
But you got smacked pretty hard. You got to figure out a way to come back from that.
And that's the thing as well. Picks and bans are going to be a big topic of conversation. I like the idea behind Morgan's support. I didn't love the execution.
Yeah.
Happen is such a playmaker. When he's on something that can get in, get out, be safe, peel for the team.
Lanza just tossing the fucking coins over and over in the background. He's making a raid.
Got to change up the drawing board here. I'm not ready to call a 5M sweep. Food Drive for Globe, they know how to adapt. They know how to create a strategy. But we got to change things up.
You have to, and like you said, Happen, that's been their playmaker. That's what.
Let's see if 5M sweeps or not.
We got one stop to make. We'll be right back after some short messages with more from the Founders Series Championship.
Five minutes. We have time for some like quizzes and stuff. And I paused the fucking thing. We have time for a quiz or two. We wait. Name the main villain for the video game or franchise. Oh, it's just Nintendo. It's just a bunch of fucking Nintendo. I see how it is. It's just 90% Nintendo. Fuck that, then. Damn, these quizzes kind of fucking suck. I'm going back to tier list. Let's do food and drink. Those are always fun. What are the recent things you would eat if edible? God damn it, it's the fucking Eye of Ra in the image. One of them. Well, these things are all kind of shit choices. Ice cream flavors, fuck yeah. God damn it, they're unlabeled, so I don't know which ones they are. Fuck you for that, you bastard. Monster Energy rank, Monster Energy rank, Monster Energy rank. And there's only 8. There's 8 choices. All Monster Ultra and Juice flavors. Here we go. Which one is this? Never had. Doesn't exist here in Sweden. Don't think this one does either. Yeah, Ultra Fantasy Ruby Red. That sounds tasty though. Ultra White is S tier. Let's be real here. It's the best flavor. Peachy Keen is C tier, I'd say. It's fine. Watermelon is A tier. It's very good. Gold is S tier. It's the second best one. Never had Orange. Ultra Rosa is literally the monster I drank just now when it's A tier. I'd put it above Watermelon. Never had Ultraviolet. Which one is this? Ultra Red? Yeah, I haven't had that either. Or blue. Or black. Or pink. I had Ultra Green once. Or Paradise. And it was pretty good. It was pretty decent, yeah. Ultra Fiesta Mango. Ooh, very, very good. It's like Mango Loco, but sugar-free. Never had Rio Punch. Pipeline Punch, A tier, very good. This one, D tier, pretty bad. Mango Loco, S tier, very, very good. Celtic, not big on it. And then, what's it fucking called? Aussie Lemonade, high B tier. Just in time to get back to the stream. That's crazy. I speedrun.
HyperX Arena Las Vegas. My name's Gormizer. Again, welcome you back to the desk. Up front, of course, if you're in the venue, you're hearing a selected, I guess, variety of music. But if you are watching on stream, you're going to be hearing some of our featured artists throughout the Founder Series Championship. We got Ko-Fi, we got Beartooth, we've got House of Protection. You were just listening to...
God damn, they got House of Protection? House of Protection is on there? What the fuck? I listen to those motherfuckers.
So, of course, make sure
Hold on.
you give them all a listen. Make sure you check them out. If you hear a song you like, the title and the artist is being listed on the wait screen. So make sure that you go listen to them. And, of course, thank you to all of those featured artists.
Dude, I've got 3 songs from House of Protection right here on my playlist.
While we get prepared, get back into it, and get ready for things like this one, which is
That's fucking crazy.
Actually be game number 2. First, we got to talk about what happened in game 1. There were a couple of things that stood out to me. One that occurred kind of easily, which was Uller.
Rather easily.
Yeah, he was like Uller.
Cyclone Uller. Wow.
There's probably a much more in-depth breakdown you could have, but I think the result would be the same statement.
Yeah, he hit his buttons, they hit the enemy team died. I don't really know if there's much more to say. Did you see where he chased that Hades that happened, transformed into
Can you slightly increase the volume of the stream?
Ulted, dashed, blinked, and Cyclone's
Which
like,
stream?
No,
Yeah.
I'll just pop my
Can
2,
do
I'll
that.
chase you, I'll hit the 3 over the wall, I'll axe you again, and I'll take you down. It was absolutely incredible from Cyclone.
And you were even saying, like, well, actually, I guess I should go back because I feel like there were points.
Is that better?
We talked about the fact that, like, Aladdin, we expected, haha, yes, I'll be banned.
Yep.
But I feel like I heard Uller getting mentioned a few times, and I forgot about it going into
Buggers.
that was a good reminder that conversation had been going on. And I feel like, do you expect that to be a change that we go for, or do you think that you swap sides and try to get it for yourself?
I think if I'm playing from the side of Food Drive for Globe, I mean, this is a brand new patch. This is the first look we get at this brand new patch. This is the first time we'll see it. If I'm playing on the side of Food Drive for Globe, I'm getting Tegveer off of the CERN, and I'm getting him the Uller. Yes, I mean, Aphrodite was an issue. It helps Uller kind of get through that early laning phase. But you just toss away the Aphrodite as a ban, take this first pick the Uller, and you can kind of deal with whatever they pick. There's value elsewhere. I mean, Hades, Loki, they had good picks, or good games on the side of Karmic and the side of Valo. But
think.
I mean, you said it the one
Welcome.
time, just running him down. There were so many fights that Cyclone kind of saved his team and did just enough to either win it or kind of save them from that. I think this Uller is far too valuable. Yeah. Do I want to see them ban it? No, I want to see them pick it. Make 5Ms ban it. It's so valuable as a play right now.
And there's something else, and admittedly in some of these you're going to see, I think, a lot of the back and forth. First off, I was kind of floored. It took a little bit to get that action. What was 10 minutes in before we did get that first blood? And then it was explosive. And admittedly, it was explosive for everyone until it wasn't, and then it was just 5 Ms.
And shouting back to what Paul said earlier, where this Boomba's pickups that we're seeing, we had the Boombas in ADC for both of them, and then the junglers, which was maybe a little bit lower than maybe we expected. But I mean, a lot of the gods in this game were just happy with farming. And I think the one role that you really needed to win was dual lane for the side of Globe. And they didn't win that. They had that transform at level 5 with Happen. They looked for that all-in. They were not able to get it. And then at that point, there's just really no threat onto Aphrodite. There's really no threat onto Ullr. I mean, yes, Karmic had this massive, massive lead over the Thor, but can you gank the Thor, really? No, you can't really make that play. I mean, Valo ulted him the one time, and Thor just ults out, and it's a trade.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, they just didn't manage to make things happen in the duo lane. I mean, I was right about where the Mori was going. It was going support. I'm not sure that Happen was right about Mori support in that game. It really didn't seem to do much for them. The ults just weren't impactful. The Afro was able to negate a lot of what the Morrigan did with good ults, with good Phantom Shells at the right time, with good spacing, and keep his carries alive and stop that all-in dive coming through.
One thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But I was also caught off guard, and I think for a lot of this, like the healing they had, I kind of underestimated. Like going into it, like I saw Afro, I saw the Raw, and like there was maybe part of my brain that registered it, but then seeing it in action with the Bologna aspect, all of a sudden, it like kind of clicked, and I went, oh, right.
That's like the full-blown healer style where you have a healer, you have like a partial healer in the Raw, and then you also have another partial healer with that Bologna. And you saw it in the mid-game team fights. They opted to build into anti-heal, but when you build into anti-heal, you're foregoing other powerful items that don't allow you to actually threaten that lethality that you have against the enemy team. So, yeah, you bought that anti-heal. Does it matter? No, you still can't kill anyone other than Karmic's one rotation. It's the strength of Aphrodite, and this is even with Ra going the Necronomicon, decreasing your protections. He was still able to live in a lot of those fights. I don't think it should be a worry again. I think you just get rid of the Aphrodite. You don't let Mike have that again, and you pick away the Ullr, take first pick, and I think it's perfect.
Game 1 was a treat, so why not have another? Game 2, picks and bans are going to be coming at you here. And now, Food Drive for Globe. Other side of the map, right? That's very important. Say so much, I think, that can change here, because one, we kind of know, or at least I've gotten used to the fact that it feels like this Aladdin's going to be on the other side, but you love the Aphrodite ban up front.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I want to see, because now this leaves open. You're forcing the enemy to side Aladdin.
Afro banned immediately now.
Perfect. You get to ban away this Aphrodite. You get now another throwaway, and then it's on to 5Ms to decide how they want these P's and B's to play out. They opt for the Ullr ban. It just allows Food Drive to now just get this Hades for free, and there's no super valuable pick that 5Ms is getting, except Geb.
The Geb comes through first.
There's no super valuable pick that 5Ms is getting, except Geb.
Coming into Smite 2, and I imagine this one's going to be going to BBM, and they opt to pick up the Thor again. They just played this Thor in solo into the Hades in the previous game, so you have to imagine that's going to be a run back there.
And maybe just comfort as well, right? Like you just had a really good pick. This is the other one. I was going to mention Geb was banned in place of what, the Aphrodite, I guess we'll say.
Holy
and the Zeus was
pick.
banned in place of where that Ullr is in game 1. So both of them coming through. How do you feel about the Zeus? Is he worthy of the ban, and is he worthy of this pick?
I think it's just the hyper farming potential that a Zeus has. It just allows him to. There's no mid laner that can really match him if he goes for like a Boombas for clear. Or
I know Zeus is a very good pick,
actual lane clear.
but for some reason my mind is telling me he's not a great pick into Thor.
Hazer. Where are we going with this?
These guys are the pros, not me, so
Hades every game.
what do I know?
Morgan every game.
Morrigan again. Are they?
Where's Techbeer? Techbeer Zeus? Okay.
Okay, yeah, so we're
But
going
that's Morgan
mid,
support again?
Mori support again, and Hades, and they're pairing it with a Loki. Once more, the only switch.
5Ms gets Geb, Baron, and fucking Hecate, dude. I feel like 5Ms has a big advantage here.
Everything is changing except that Thor. And they're no longer, playing for that really strong mid game where they have their healing. They have 5 points in, Afro 3, 5 points in Raw 3. The 5Ms comp is now a scaling comp. When you look at Food Drive for Globe, are they going to be able to steamroll this 5M comp? It's such a safe comp. Are you killing Jingwei? Are you killing Thor? Are you killing Geb? There's so much safety on the side of 5Ms. There's a lot of pressure on Food Drive for Globe to not... I mean, you don't have to get kills. You could play through objectives, but you have to kind of snowball this game. You're not matching that late.
It gives us a look into what Food Drive really believe, though, and you have to say that their prep going into this tournament must be that this comp, that this idea that they have of playing the Hades with the Morrigan support, pairing that with the Loki in the jungle, they believe this is strong. They've done their prep. They had one bad game, and they're not letting that throw off their drafts.
And I also think we have to shout out this chalk mid aspect is very unique. It switches him from being, you know, more of like a hybrid, a little bit of a bruisery character. He builds full damage. It's going to be a lot easier to play this pick into a non-Aphrodite. Aphrodite just nullifies everything you want to do as chalk. So there is that option for, you know, you go and you silence the Geb. He's not able to make those plays. I like it a little bit more into 5M's comp this game, though.
Well, we brought a lot of variety with the aspects. The question is, how many of them are getting locked in?
Brought a lot of variety, but variety isn't playing this match.
Let's go down to our casters.
Thank you
I'm fucking
once
hilarious.
again, Desk, and I gotta say, that picks and bans, that we had quite the reactions there. I think we both kind of threw our hands back. We were on to Zeus ADC, but another Morgan in the support role? It's a little while, but getting in the game too.
God damn, we just get into spectate cam and people are already
Go
fighting.
back to what Hazer said, the fact that
Poking
Food
each
Driver
other.
Globe clearly believes that this composition has its merits, right? The Afro and the Ula are now gone, so maybe that's what was the big thorn in their side. And they get to try and run it back again. Notably, Geb is actually in the solo lane this time around. Now that Rollout can now do 2 instances of damage, you can pretty much full clear away with Conduit Gem. I wouldn't be surprised if Cherry goes to Proxy because of it. Forcing out the blink early there from Valo. A lot of damage coming from 5M. You gotta be careful early on. I mean, you go back to base, you can heal up, but if you're not grouping your squad, you can get ambushed.
Welcome to the mothership, my friend. Glad to have you.
Now, for the early game, is definitely
Early blink, yikes. We used
I'm looking
blink?
across and talking about
Oh
the
damn,
plan
the
aspect.
Loki blinks
We saw
down,
the
huh?
Zeus
That's
ban
fucking
in
crazy.
game 1. We did hear Food Drive
I
say
missed
they
that
hadn't
shit.
killed Scrim 5Ms for about a month, obviously because they were playing. Maybe that Zeus was the
Wait,
missing
they're waiting for
piece.
this.
Is that
They're
enough?
waiting for the proxy.
Go through. Gives commit
He
to the
didn't
roll.
jump.
Cherry knows as the
Oh,
blink.
another early
They
blink.
didn't cut it off. The Hades could have gone through, but went for the chase.
I thought they were going to try and body block it. It would have been a great play. They knew Cherry can full clear with his rollout, but didn't end up going for it. Hey, successful invade on the other side for Food Driver Globe. I love that they're still getting
God
aggressive.
damn, everything's happening already. They're like fucking barely a minute into the match.
Stop shooting.
That's true. Shooters shoot, and that's the thing for Food Drive. It's when they've won, a lot of times when they've won, even against teams where throughout the Founder Series, people said they were underdogs, it's because they've still played their game. They played ambitious picks like that. Karmic showed up on this Hades at the Georgia LAN, and nobody believed in it in the first game, and ended up being one of the top picks.
Yeah, and Karmic had a huge lead last game. Again, I really do think Food
The
Drive
Geb solo is kind of fucking a crazy pick.
were the problem.
I mean, I get
Give it to us one more time.
I get it works, but like,
You gotta trust your prep. It's one of those things where
it still feels like a crazy
like
pick.
this for 3 weeks and figured out game
Oh
1.
damn, he's
You can't make stuff up
proxying
on the
waves
fly.
as well.
You just try and play the composition better. We do have to talk about another one of the elephants in the room. Gold Fury control from 5Ms was ridiculous. They pulled it off.
First one was
cooldown.
unmatched.
Unmatched, and they were behind, by the way. Like 5Ms were behind in gold, and we're still the first ones to show up in gold. So I gotta see Food Drive for Globe put more presence over towards the duo. They've got the Morgan, they've got Zeus. It's an awkward composition, but you gotta try and put Mike and Cyclone out of their comfort zone.
You gotta try to do something. That's the big thing, because when we saw them do something, a lot of times it worked. Screams here for the early game to wall out to separate the more like forward. Tough to force anything out here.
God damn, that did way less damage than I thought it was gonna do.
Onto PBM.
I was like, oh dude, Happen's gonna get hit fucking so hard right now, and then took like 5 damage from that too.
And then teleported to it. That was my biggest gripe with this pick in game number 1, is it didn't seem to me like Happen was in the right mindset to just go, oh, I might die in the next couple seconds. I'm gonna send the clone immediately so I can teleport and get the max distance away. It was more like in the middle of the fight, he's like, oh no, I'm out of position, I'm gonna send it, and it doesn't cover that much ground. It's not very fast, it just kind of walks at its own pace, so you gotta be thinking 2 steps ahead if you go this Morgan aspect.
And let's go back to Founder Series during the tournament phases.
I'm cherry kicking some boot hay.
Valo on this Loki, how many times did we see Valo make plays in Fire Giant, 1v3, 1v4, even 1v5 and make it work? And we started to see that in the last game, just kind of lacking on some backup for it. Another gank attempt from Scream, goes in, the blink is the answer. Karmic will be okay.
Not bad at all, getting the blink down, big cooldown, but at the very least, Karmic
Damn, Valo one shot, Karmic also
I'm
one
trying to think
shot.
about how Cherry can really play against Pillars of Agony, because currently, he's just been out clearing because Geb is kind of...
Ooh, thank you. Almost dead! Dead! And traded! Cloak just went for the chase under the tower. Benny went so low so quickly.
Man, I mean, Hecate has that ability to get out of trouble no problem when you open the gates and just teleport out, but he's got a lot of damage to back it up. Can be scary. Mike surely isn't the target here, just a purple buff invade once again, but here comes the dunk.
Didn't dunk on anybody. The Lightning Storm is the answer.
Ooh.
Get some on.
And
You got Fallow here
does he
too,
get
and they
the
step
invade?
back in.
Or do
So
they get
Fallow's
the...
got an
Oh, they get the
opening for
invade.
damage and has a lot on.
Will PBM
He
survive?
turned that corner, not without a
Nope.
Loki happen, able to get the kill on the PBM. Cyclone spin
R.I.P.
low.
PBM.
The detonate not there, doesn't
Had
matter.
the Cyclone,
Happens, not afraid to
goddamn.
dive it. A double kill, but he won't go down.
I mean, purple buff and a double kill, definitely not bad here for
bad
Food
at
Drive
all.
for Globe. You're able to give that 2 to happen, which I guess is the worst case scenario. You'd much
Popped
rather
off kinda
take
hard there.
those kills, but a much better night and day start for the Morgan here. Remember, Happen was the target for a lot of that. Fallow tried to go into the invade, left getting caught, and I don't think he's in too much danger, even without assassinate. Pretty easy to juke and open the gates that you know is coming. Just a very long wind-up time before that teleport comes through. But hey, this is what I called for, right? Food Drive
Happen
getting
to be the
more
playmaker.
aggressive
Yep.
through Happen, through Duo Lane, and near Gold Fury, and it all comes through their way.
See, I love when we're in sync like that. I just wrote down Happen Playmaker. I was going to give you the kudos. It's cool to give yourself the kudos, but I was here for you.
I'll take them anyways, you know, if you're still handing them out.
You're so smart.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
And driven. You can mention that too.
Yeah, great drive. And only 2 for now, though. We got to save the third. It's a long weekend. It's a long weekend.
You're absolutely right. Speaking of a long weekend, 5Ms have only shown, like, this is a different composition already, and that's something that you got to keep in mind, the fact that they won and then swapped out the whole draft. That's not easy to do. That shows me that 5Ms, they planned for a long weekend, right? They're like, we need to have a lot in the back pocket. And considering this gap was banned away in game 1 and they high prioed it, I want to see how Cherry ends up building this, because he is one of the smartest minds in the solo lane. Looks like a little bit of damage coming through immediately, but I can't imagine he builds this like he does Hades, right? Where it's like full one shot, just going to the back line. I assume a little bit more hybrid.
I believe around this time in game 1 was when we saw that first attempt at a sneaky pull. There was one that didn't work out in the Gold Fury for 5Ms, but you called it. You got to be really on it on this Gold Fury if you're Food Drive for Globe. That is a must-do, because the Gold Furies went unmatched. There was 3 golds before 20 minutes setting up your Ancient Fury, which doesn't help everything else on the map with the passive buffs the Gold Fury gives.
I really love this pickup here from Mike. Ends up going Screeching Gargoyle, first item on Baron. And you might think, oh, why? It doesn't give you that many tank stats, you know, but look at, there's no beads on the side of Food Drive for Globe. Everyone gets affected by that silence happen. Does teleport out, and the confusion clone set up perfectly. Not a lot of grouping towards left, though. I mean, Valo and Scream have been over here once, really, and besides that, have more so just been focusing on their farm. Wouldn't have hated to see an Anvil of Dawn just to sort of open things up, because Hmgghg, he can die. Like, this Zeus pick, even with a blink, is not going to be able to close gap and get away from the Thor, but I guess they're just worried about what Happen can transform into.
Scream here anyway, no Anvil of Dawn required for it, but there it is on cue. And Hmgghg get out of it, sidesteps, it turns with the ultimate. Can they get the damage across? Hmgghg's already dead. The Scream
No more
on
Hmgghg.
the double tap. A good attempt, but Food Drive could not get one back.
Teleported in though, Karmic is in the back line. Cherry's gotta go down here. That's
Will
your
Cormac
target.
get that game
Looks like
though?
that is what he
The
wants.
pillar's out, they'll
Oh,
grab the one,
Valo
go
will.
on to the next with no Cherry. How many more can you grab? Thor, kind of in an awkward spot to the side. Valo sees it, takes the
Ooh,
1v1
and Scream
to
is
set
dead
up
too.
the backup.
Goddamn.
The double kill for Valo.
They turned that fight around
That was
quickly,
a great
holy shit.
rotation from Cherry, but unfortunately 5M stuck around a bit too long. Finally, Cyclone's able to confirm that purple buff for himself, but shouts out to Karmic once again. As a solo laner, you have 2 options there. When your team gets out-rotated, you see Cherry sort of tearing up your back line. You say, okay, I can't rotate, I'm just gonna push waves under, or I'm gonna late rotate and make something happen. Karmic decided to make something happen, and it worked out for his squad.
We saw Scream spend so much time by the Gold Fury above it on the map towards that red side of the map, looking to set up, waiting for that opportunity in duo. You were talking about that needing to be a focus. How many more times can you commit
I may
to
not,
that, try to make
you
that
know,
play happen, knowing that Food Drive can answer?
I may not like Hades all that much as a god,
Right, Hmgghg
but I gotta say, seeing him clear those fucking camps is always so satisfying.
Sidestep Anvil of Dawn, but next time you're going to be getting hit by that Life of the Party. You're going to be getting hit by that Anvil of Dawn. So I don't hate seeing Steve going over there in the next 2 minutes. You got plenty of time to do so. Hmgghg is still going to be a looming threat. Bracer first item. A lot of intelligence, a lot of attack speed. I mean, carry Zeus is always fun to watch because I don't think any 2 people really build him the same.
And Hmgghg had such a strong Founder series up to this point, and was always the one to go to the weird picks. How many times did we see this Asano shut down Zapman throughout the Founder series?
I just noticed, Cyclo at the Ruinous Bow, first item. It gives you an active effect, you shoot out an arrow, it's kind of slow, but it ends up anti-healing. It's an anti-heal item. Learning, my apologies. It's gonna be interesting. No one's nearby. Maybe Scream. We got Anvil of Dawn, but gold getting low.
Been a month since they scrimmed, but a page out of
Gold
5M's
Fury.
books. Food Drive on the Gold Fury, and
God
they
damn.
get the first one without
Barely
much
even
of an
contested.
answer. It's exactly what they have to do.
Rolling out. Turned into Cherry just to get the extra shield, the extra damage. I don't hate it.
I love when Happen can kind of make a play like that happen. Sometimes Happen's one of the most interesting players just to watch the small mechanics of how he plays around the map. It's never not a good time.
I don't have a word to say when you say Happen makes things happen, but you get to repeat yourself. Oh, up to the sky.
Ult away. We're
Can't
good.
beat it, though.
Another ult.
Oh.
That missed too. We're still good, Valo. Still good.
Reem jump scare, holy shit.
Might have that distance. Smite 2 has a much larger map, so you do go up and you're usually the Smite 1 plays. You're gonna have to go down immediately if you want to try and answer, but Queen Naga spawned it, so then juggled around a bit. Finally ends up going down to Food Drive. I mean, they're putting together a nice early game, but again, you heard the death highlight. 5M's is a very solid late game with the Jing Wei, with the Gen, Makate's only getting better. It's not as if you could go into this even and feel that confident. You got to keep pushing this lead, and that's what Food Drive's doing. They're not afraid to pull objectives just to see what 5M's will do, just to see how they will react.
And with a 3K gold lead, we're only 10 minutes in, and like I said, with so much to go, Food Drive, they've been a team.
This is a stark contrast from last
Maybe
match.
that's the best way to ramp yourself
Last
up
match,
into not being bothered
5M's
by
kind of just
and there's one
sweeped.
thing we know, it gets
Now
down
it's
to
very
the
even
small things,
instead.
but mechanically, Food Drive can keep up in team fights. They've just got to get to a point where they're still relevant in those fights.
Absolutely. And the next fight that breaks out, no doubt, will be off the back of a solo lane rotation as well. Cherry and Karmic, both solo laners that have no problem teleporting over. They have no problem walking over just to try and make an impact to their squad. It does seem to me like Food Drive has got that fire under them now, though, where they're like, okay, we got aggressive, we were able to make some plays. Cannot lay on the brakes here, right? You gotta keep looking for the engagements. I talked about looking for an ult when Hmgghg's blink was down. That's no longer the case, but Cherry, he also has a blink. Can he get out?
Has the blink away, followed by Valo. Ults in response, but that damage could be too much. It
and
is
no
too
more
much.
Cherry.
A killing spree for Valo. A land down
Scream.
from Screen does not find him, but the stun does.
Will he get Valo?
But he gets the blink out, will not get
Cyclone
away.
just barely
Cyclone's
gets him
been with a
shut
lot
down.
of shutdown gold.
I can't believe Val had the blink the whole time. I just would have blinked Anvil of Dawn and ran away, but he tried to juke it and save the blink. It's such a long cooldown, but you can't be giving those kills up. I see no reason Valo should die there. Definitely not Globe. Still gonna get pulled back in though. Yeah, has the blink and
Damn,
use the storm call. That's tough. Baron ult is just
Blink
so
ult to
impactful,
get out of
especially when
Baron
you pull a
ult.
gap like Mike can.
For a lot of teams, Baron was the way they made it to the Georgia lane. There was a lot of upsets at that final knockout stage before we got to land. And Baron, that was one of the big reasons. And I think PBM is a good example of what it can do in support. We saw it in solo quite a bit at that time. And while it's received some nerfs, it still has that same Baron impact.
Absolutely, especially with the healing that can provide. And Mike, just going active items. Screeching Gargoyle into the beads. Worried about the CC immunity, worried about things like Karma can happen.
One more
Teaming
option.
up. Double Hades ult. It's just very scary to try and deal with. And that's what happens with going to more often than not. Especially when Karma gets some more damage online. Having one Hades is hard enough to deal with. You throw two into the mix, you can be in some trouble.
Totem captured by Food Drive for Globe. Karmic keeping it clean. It's been pretty on it with those Warhorns if you can keep in track of when they go down, which helps immensely throughout laning.
Just trying to help buff those. Look at Cherry though, on the left side of the map. Teleport over to try and steal some
But everyone's
back.
towards Pyro.
Right, it seems like he's one to steal these away because he knew the rotation could happen, but Hmgghgg's here. He got good first. They're already up in the sky. Scream.
Valo would have called out the Geb, so they know he's not there. Scream's ult won't find a lot, but there's so
will
much
they get
damage. Look how much
Chuck?
that
Will they get them?
to the
Nope,
Chuck,
Globe
and
gets away.
Finn helps clean up Scream. How did Food Drive make
God
that work?
damn.
Now Valo's able to chase down Cherry, so that failed too. Oh, what a great play from Food Drive.
God damn, Food Drive's kicking ass this
It all
man.
did seem great, but you don't want to lose Karma
Yeah,
before it
for
starts.
the most
Hades
part.
is gone in 5x. they picked up the Pyromancer.
It was looking
Bye-bye,
so
Karmic.
great, but that changes this dynamic a ton. The Pyro had to be let go. 5Ms can step up a little bit more, and Cherry didn't die. So there was the writing on the wall of an awesome play that definitely simmered by the end.
Seems like we got a bit of a lane swap here. Cyclone Spin already has plenty of farm to his name, had a 2-level lead over Techbeer, and has now just went over to solo, while Cherry clears out duo lane. I mean, if your goal is to just wait, no, Cherry stays?
It takes so much.
Assassinate's not up yet,
roll
though.
out.
Your left tower.
If Battle had ult, yeah, you're absolutely dying there. It's up in a couple seconds, so I think Cherry had that locked in. Bro's got the cooldowns down pat for sure. Regardless, 5M just realized they've got a pretty easy win con here. Let Cyclone Spin farm. Let him get level 20, and he will just be able to tear apart the tankier targets on the side of Food Drive, which, if you're not following, is essentially 4 out of 5, right? I mean, Chalk is still basically a tank here, and Happen has been turning into either the Hades or the Chalk, so that extra kid is certainly going to help out.
And if Cyclone can blow them up, what else can you do? We saw how on it Cyclone's already been with that game 1 on the Uller.
Will 5Ms be able to turn this match around, I
We're
wonder?
getting closer to 15 minutes. Fire Giant will be spawning
They're less
soon.
behind
Remember,
on
there was an
gold
instant
now
pull from 5Ms. There was the
than they were earlier, at least.
that turned so chaotic. I don't know if we're going to see the same
Went from 2k behind the 2, or like 3k behind the 2, just about 2k behind.
I mean, even Scream goes at an option 2 on the Thor. Like, you really aren't getting much value except for the active on Thor here. So clearly 5Ms knows when you don't have beads, Food Drive that is, you're gonna feel the wrath of that Screeching Gargoyle every single time.
Well, damn, Cherry perfectly timing that 3.
You're just trying to be a nuisance to make sure Cherry doesn't grab that farm. But Gold Fury spawned in, Pyromancer is still able to be fought over. I still think Food Drive is, they're in the driver's seats here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and pull one of these.
Gotta watch out for Hmgghg though. Top of the damage charts right now. In that last fight, we saw how much was done. You talked about the tankiness of Globe, but it was incredible how much damage Hmgghg actually put onto the Chalk in that last one. I mean, it was like an 80 to 20 damage done. It was pretty insane.
Yeah, as Globe, you don't want to axe it too many times, right? If you can help it, keep your turret, save it, you know, relax, and then you go in when you're all in with your team. It was a maniac teleported. Ended up working out for the team because, you know, you got follow-up with Karmic and Valor, but you don't want to be stepping up.
God damn, that Morrigan 3 is loud.
Grouped up here towards Pyromancer. Once you see Techbeer leave lane, that's when you know you're committing, because Zeus really can't get across the map as quickly as someone like Cyclone Spin. Doesn't have that flight to just zoom around, so Foodrock definitely showing their hands here, but not in the mood to go for the pull. Are they not looking for the engagement, or they want to fight first?
So many spots they can go through with it. Valo's still been hanging out in the duel, and we've seen him there for
right tower is
5 of the last 6 minutes up to this point. Just farming non-stop. You see the level difference in jungle. You see Karmic in trouble. Blink for Blink gets out of the Cataclysm just in time.
So much movement coming from the Hades. My goodness, I thought it was another Fire Giant pull from 5F. I mean, Mike is the kind of guy that would do it just to see if he can start an engagement, even after your team uses that much utility, just to find a Blink. So great feed.
It's Cherry cooked? Nope, Valo just gives up immediately. That's crazy.
Cherry's just fine. It seems like Valo has been hunting Cherry
every
a lot.
time. I was just going to say that. It's been a non-stop target-acquired thing, and Cherry hasn't been tanky enough to get through a lot of it.
And Hmgghg, if he's taking that damage, sure, you have to watch out for open the gates, but he's going to be feeling that damage, whereas Cherry, see how tanky he's been building. He can take a little bit of, you know, cooldown resets here from the Loki, no problem. Techbeer still hasn't left.
Will they get the Pyro, or will it get stolen?
I don't hate this call.
Neither.
I think
They just give up on it.
5Ms would have to have a quick answer. The closest by would be Hmgghg and PBM, but their answer is that Gold Fury with 2 on it. The closest for Food Drive is Karmic. Can he get to the gold in time? Down to 1,000. Close call. Not going to be enough. That Gold Fury goes to 5Ms, putting us at 1 apiece.
And I know that we have the bird's eye view. We know that Pyromancer should have been pulled there, but Food Drive, when I called for them to be more aggressive, feels like they just got out of the car entirely, right?
Yeah.
They've just been sitting back. I've seen no aggression besides Valo on a Cherry, which I don't even know if it really counts as aggression, because the kill almost never is going to be coming through in that matchup. I love
Cherry
that
in
play
trouble.
from 5M. It's just experience showing. They know when they can go in.
Scream also kind of in trouble, but he makes it out, probably.
Scream just sent it. Gonna continue farming.
The experience paid off right there for Scream.
But Karmic's chasing him.
Trouble and wasted no time, but still hanging out.
He gets Screeching Gargoyle and stunned.
Agony out, double tap away. Scream
And
still
the
will be
ult
chased, but
useless.
at the moment. Another chase going down in the right lane. A knock-up keeps Valo back, and a dash in from Cyclone Spin, but where do you go with all this damage? Valo re-engages
Zeus
on
here?
Cherio, gets the ult, and Tekfir
And
locks
Cherry's
down the
gone.
kill. Now PBM looking to bring somebody in. Cyclone Spin gets away. Tekfir gets a big shield. Did he bring him
Benny Q
down?
takes
Not
down
quite.
Valo.
Benny
Valo
combined.
lost his life, and after Benny killed him, he'll look for Tekfir and lock it down with
Hmgghg
Scream.
gone as well.
Huge
Goddamn.
rotation for Benny Q, and it doesn't seem like they're done yet. A hammer and a wall, anything on to happen could open up a fight for Benny Q to try and find. Wall's good. You have a teleport.
Ooh.
Yes, you do. That's how you play the Morgan. Happen. Thinking ahead, just in case he gets walled off. But man, that could have been massive for Food Drive if Benny Q wasn't able to find that kill in the backline. I mean, that rotation was clutch for sure. We're starting to see the XP start to climb a little bit as well. Like Sherry, sure, he's been getting the negative end of the stick. He's 3 levels down, but Benny Q's looking good, level 18. Cyclone Spin was, I think, like 4 levels up at one point, now sitting at 2. But regardless, level 19 Jingwei, top farm in the game besides Karmic, though, even XP-wise.
Scream in the air, almost caught Karmic, who gets damage back on. With
Damn.
Pillar of Agony on his way out the door to some safety. So a couple big ultimates down.
Reem's just been jump scaring people all match.
There's not too much
He's just like, boom,
Yeah, and
shows up from out of nowhere
I didn't remind everyone, if you haven't
with
been
that
confident
ultimate.
And you're looking at Hades, and you're like, this guy's moving a lot. He's using a lot of cooldowns very quickly. I don't see anything like Staff of Fear. And Hades and Smite 2 can use any of his abilities in his ult once. You get to choose between a slam, a silence, or you can move while casting Codes of Agony. And if you dash, ult, blink, that, like, you can get across the map very quickly. That's why Karmic can play as aggressively as possible, because he knows he has so many different tools to get out of trouble if he takes that bait.
And those are the +1s, the same Hades ultimate you'll know and love from Smite 1, which gives him that added tankiness, not be as afraid to go in and make the play happen. Pyro and Fire are both up, 20 minutes is crossed, and we got our next engagement, and a lot of damage on Glow, but it does get away just in time.
And they've been using this wall as an engage tool pretty well. Scream just goes for it, doesn't really double tap, just tries to see exactly what can happen. Pyromancer getting low, Happen the only one who can even try and steal, and PBM gets it no problem.
Is Happen cooked, or will they get away?
Down, stunned away.
He's
Scream
not
looks
taking a
for it,
lot of damage.
Turns in the chalk, Happen uses that to create some space. Blinks away, has a Torrent online, and jukes it indeed, but Scream still on the chase. Who's going to be your target? Food Drive split, but it's
Ooh.
not a good split for Karmic,
And
who goes
Karmic
down
is
to
gone.
Benny Q.
A lot of damage coming in. The chase is good, and Cyclone's been weak. Can
With
anyone cover
Cyclone,
the
yeah.
option? Yeah,
Nope.
Valo takes that one up, no problem, but they're not done.
Valo was not going to
Oh.
miss, but now you've got Globe who's stuck against
And
the wall,
Scream's
and
back.
Scream brings him down. 5M's group back up in the stealth grass, looking for more to get, but they've got to
This
go
fight could
on
really
the
go
retreat.
in anyone's
Scream took
favor
too
here.
much damage. Benny Q is low as well, and Hmgghg here, almost at full strength minus ult. He could have blown them up.
And Valo was able to get to the backline. That definitely could have been a different engagement. But Hmgghg finally getting online. We're starting to see the value in this Zeus pick. Stole top damage away from Benny Q. Has not really stopped since some of this crit has been online. Remember, this is auto attack Zeus, but Bracer is going to give you some strong intelligence as well for your abilities. Good damage there from Valo, but didn't quite have Assassinate, so Benny Q lives to see another day.
Thought maybe Valo would go for it. Even with that ultimate, you can tell that Valo's kind of got that energy.
He's feeling himself
about
for
him.
sure.
Yeah, not afraid at all. But we have a replay of that previous fight to break down.
Yeah, there's already, you just got to save your axe for the ult in. Happen. Guns out. Karmic, unfortunately, is in a terrible spot, though. Could not blink away. Beautiful open the games from Benny Q. And all looks
Bit of
lost
gold
here
peer
up until
reaction going on
Valo gets
here.
a clutch kill. And you see 5M start to turn.
Over on the live side of things, Scream just stopped a Gold Fury by simply going into the sky and scaring away Food Drive for Globe. So that Gold Fury will be stopped. No fear at all, and a great use of the Anvil of Dawn.
Yeah, but it started
Go right
up.
back.
Yeah, I mean, now you don't have Anvil of Dawn. We've reset, no problem. Are we worried about an axe? Are you worried about someone coming from the back line? I mean, technically should have a solid detonate here just to go for it. And he absolutely will. Easy confirmation there for Food Drive for Globe.
Another
Extend
Gold
their
Fury
lead
for
back
Food
to
Drive.
It's been a comfortable point for them so far. As we take a look
They've
at
been
what those
2k gold up at least for most of the match now.
More importantly, 5M,
Oh damn, they're trying for
Pyro.
Pyro.
Looking for a
Will they be able to
sneaky
get
fire.
that?
Food Drive. They know they've got to find their way in at some point. Karmic,
Oh,
Helm
will
of
Karmic-
Darkness,
will
looking for the play,
P-
looking for
Karmic
the
be able to get
steal.
it?
Cyclone
Nope.
spin,
Cyclone
able to
gets that
secure.
fire.
Benny Q brings down Globe to start it up.
Then
and
Karmic
5M
and
will
Globe go
start
down.
cleaning house right after, but Fallow still fighting through it.
Ooh, but no more
loves
Cyclone.
these odds.
Or
Gets
Benny
another
here.
one, too. A double for Fallow, and Food Drive for Globe. They will still stand. Fallow will still fight with his daggers.
Is this
and
you
grab
and
another
PBM's going
with
too?
Techbeer. PBM goes down. That's
But so
3
does
Fire
Techbeer.
Giants gone, but Scream pulls up with the double just to get shut down. 4 Fire Giants cleared.
1v1 Cherry versus Happen at this point. You're happy if you're
God
Food
damn.
Drive, you take Fire Giant off of 4, but man, that's another
What the
engagement
fight?
where Karmic does
Holy
nothing.
shit,
That
yeah,
Hades got
Jesus.
shut down, didn't get to ult, got CC'd.
That was the most
If we
fucking
see a Hades
close
ult in that
matchup
fight,
I've ever
I think
seen
Food Drive
almost.
win it hands down. It just couldn't happen. This Hades, unfortunately,
It just
ends up
couldn't
losing by
happen.
so much
God damn
CC,
you.
And that's the negative about going this full damage build. You don't have the squad beats for your team. You don't have your blink available. If you don't get Pillar of Agony off, these screeching gargoyles are just gonna make your life terrible.
The consistency at which Fallow will fight against all odds in the Fire Giant pit should be studied. I've never seen a player do that so consistently.
And especially when, by all accounts, his team should have been calling to retreat, right? When,
Yeah,
when
exactly.
They
Oh,
got
dude.
fire, we
I heard
lost
it again.
Karmic,
I heard that.
let's
Let's go.
And Valor said,
He's
"No,
back.
I'm level 20.
He
I've
did
got
it again.
plenty of damage online. I have noticed that Cyclone's been the target more often than not. This Jingwei doesn't have Aegis and isn't critting that
The
hard.
fucker was clapping
So Valor's
loud.
winning those trades. You let Cyclone
What was
get
that
full build,
noise?
you don't want to be that close to Jingwei anymore.
So that creates ticking time bomb. You have one more kind of big fight, maybe 2 more before those items come online. It's a big question. Needs to be answered by Food Drive and Globe. Pyromancer, there will be no answer this time as it goes right to
Pyromancer, there will be no answer.
It's like Globe's gonna take a little bit of damage once again. The Chalk has been pretty solid about getting out of trouble when it needs to be. It's like a beautiful. Oh, pulls it in right back, hitting
so
Oh.
many! And look at the damage right after!
God
Food Drive
damn,
were not ready
immediately.
for all that damage. Scream
Techbeer
slams down,
gone,
and
Globe
Food Drive is
gone,
getting wiped
Scream
off the map. It's already 2
gone.
gone. Happen almost fell 2.
Happen
Valor could
one
not
shot.
make a play off the
Will
back of
Cherry
that
get
one.
him?
It
No,
was
he
just too
cannot.
on it from 5Ms.
I cannot believe that Benny just throws out a raw open the gates and pulls back 3. This is why Beats needs to be prioritized on solo laners because Happen didn't have it. He couldn't help him out. I guess your idea is if Happen turns into someone with Beats, then you can cleanse, but there's no way you see open the gates, transform, Beats for your team all before it hits. It's just not gonna happen.
Valo's looking for something, anything, but it just
5M seems to be turning this around.
5Ms,
They
they want
were
to take
getting
advantage of it. They step
kicked
into that middle
for the
field.
game, but now
Food
they're
Drive, their
fucking,
answer is not
they're getting, they're cooking.
decoy
They
team.
did pick a
The
lot of
Cyclones
late game goals.
A lot of damage coming from Valo.
Like Hecate and Baron pop off so hard late games. I'm not surprised they're getting a comeback here.
Has really put a little bit of a stop. Your survivability shoots up.
Yeah, because
yes.
you had pointed out that he jumped up for a while.
Right, and now he's kind of been left in the wayside. I mean, it's actually pretty crazy to see Valo on the top of the charts because Loki, sure, the poke starts to add up now in this at this point in the game, but early on, you don't have a lot of poke damage. You're really just single target all in or nothing. But Valo, with the decoy, with the Crusher, with the Heartseeker, those procs are going to start to add up here.
Gold Fury, looked at by Food Drive for Globe. This is the Ancient Fury. So 5Ms, they put emphasis on the contest. They back up Food Drive for now.
That'll be a smart call. Scream's nearby, but hasn't went to the sky, and actually ults in on the Scream.
Oh, no more Scream.
Soloed in the jungle. Scream didn't know what hit him. Food Drive for Globe.
He's
They
just
were
gone.
stepping up to Gold Fury.
That's a
I don't think
fucking
they ever thought there was gonna be
assassination.
1v1 picked.
And
I
Valo
mean,
jumped up 3
Loki is an
times.
assassin, but Jesus.
My goodness, this Loki can do no wrong. Finally, Ancient Fury started up
And there
again
goes
for
Food
Drive.
Drive's
The
third
crowd's
gold
starting to
here.
feel themselves. They're starting to enjoy the game for the Food Drive once. They want a game 3 here.
They do. Food Drive for Globe won them over. Remember what they said. We never think we're going to lose. We always think we're going to win, no matter what is placed against us. And as right as they started to give the game back, they take it in their hands, and Valo is leading the way.
Scream's going to have beads next up. So won't be in too much trouble of getting 1v1, at least as long as you're on point with your team. Cherry's nearby. That's the thing. You have to be really close to your supports when there's a Loki that's loose in the team. Because if you're not close for the beats, close for the shield, you're going to lose that 1v1 every single time. I would argue there's no one on the map currently that could beat Valo in a 1v1 until Cyclone finishes his build. Then it starts to get, did I ult the ult? Did I dash away? Can I create distance? Fire Giant is going to be a topic of conversation. Pyromancer has spawned in. Both squads are here.
Never feels like you're getting goals.
Is there gonna be another fucking firefight there?
To come online. And as the Fire Giant dance begins, remember how Food Drive has played these. They're not afraid, no matter what goes down. They will fight until
what this
everybody's
happens,
off the
Bill?
map
Hold
on
on.
their side. Food Drive for Globe just has no fear.
And no fucking wonder he's barely taking damage. That guy's tanky as hell. I forgot happened was the goddamn support and not the mid laner.
Covering the ability to get to the back line.
But they have chalk mid, don't they?
Do not let this guy dive me again for free. We need to make sure he's getting damage on him, because something I've noticed, Valo usually ends these fights full health as well, right? He is not getting touched. He waits for his team to go in because he has 2 chalk ults, a Hades ult, maybe 2 Hades ults. His whole team's getting things down for him so he can clean up. They're all playing through Valo.
Pyromancer pulled by Food Drive for Globe. And it's free, so a bomb in pocket, and Food Drive continuing to up the arsenal. Happen goes in aggressive, PBM with an answer, but Happen is able to sidestep it with the Torrent. But look who's low, it's Globe,
No
he's
more
gone,
Globe.
VOD locks it down, just too much damage to answer. Scream gets a catch with the wall, doesn't go all the way through. Food Drive just got way too spread.
Yep, Val had to assassinate aggressively. Karmic maybe in some trouble with the chase down, but 5Ms have something else in mind. The Fire Giant is what they are after. Got to defend 5v4, and Cyclone Spin has everything. Beads, ult, the Jigway's full HP.
This makes me want to play Smite.
Someone's gonna have to
Yeah,
stop, but
same.
5Ms aren't interested?
You gotta wait 15 minutes, bud. Stream ain't over yet.
They're never afraid to go for it. Is it a respect play? Is it a... I mean, it was only Globe. I'm so confused.
I'm trying to look at the relics here. I mean, you got a Runic Bomb. The Hmgghg has ult. I guess Lightning Storm's scary. Grouping up in the Fire Giant pit and just letting Hmgghg rain down hell is scary, but I think that was a pull opportunity for sure. I mean, 5Ms at the very least could have baited it, but clearly they had a different call. Maybe there was a big power spike. Cyclone Spin didn't quite finish his build, so regardless, finally they start up, but Globe can make it here if this stalls out.
It's going to be quick for 5Ms. They've got it down to half already. So if you're Food Drive for Globe, you've got to make the call, and you've got to get it right. In the air is Scream.
Another Fire
down.
Giant
He takes
fight?
a lot of damage.
Scream's dead.
Might regret going in, as he
And
is
Scream
indeed
is
dead.
gone.
The Fire Giant goes to 5Ms,
But so is Valo.
and they handled the problem.
5Ms got the
Valo
fire,
is put
though.
down, and Cherry's looking to set up a kill on to happen as well.
Can anyone get to the back line? Globe finally uses the ultimate Cyclone.
Is Happen gone? Is Happen getting cooked?
Turn the corner. Right
Cyclone!
in front of him, gone! Double kill for Cyclone Spin.
So it's
This
just
was the
Hmgghg and
Fire
Globe.
Giant 5Ms
Oh
was
wait,
waiting
Karmic's
for.
alive
It was
though.
clean this time, but Hmgghg
Karmic's
sends him
alive.
back. That's gonna go through the team, but no picks.
Well played on the shield there. Hmgghg even tried to wait it out. Globe.
Loads ass
Chase
fight.
down, but doesn't
Again,
really
dude.
close gap. Blink,
All of these
not
fights are
available.
so
Ball,
fucking...
not available. 5Ms are gonna
They're like
bleed.
teeth
Fire
clenching.
Giant on forward is a huge win. Definitely could have been worse though. You mentioned it though, Mal. I mean, Valo has been dealt with the past 2 times. He has not been able to get in and out of the backline. It seems like 5Ms have his number now. So if you are going to try and do this play where you just sit back and let your team go forward, I mean, Karmic and Happen are gonna have to go in first.
Let's take a look at that last fight, and let's do a ride-along forward and see what Cyclone Spin was going throughout that fight.
I mean, he saved his ultimate so well, really wasn't under any fire, and that was my whole point, is that everything was just saved almost for him to succeed. Picked up the dagger, immediately crits Loki twice, just says, here's 1,200 damage to your face. And he's just
14k
recast.
players in Smite 2 right now, it's growing. Hell yes.
And that ult was
We're
perfect,
so
too. Timing
back.
was safe. A Gold Fury was
2
just
Smite-Hillion
on
players
5Ms,
incoming,
so they're
like I
adding
said.
on to the list, and with how Cyclone's looking for us, it's pretty, I think our eyes need to start shifting, and you were talking about it. Finish that last item, and it's a monster, and I see a death brand.
Yep, that's what he was looking for. Now he's got 2 crit items. Jingwei is going to be critting way more often, and much harder. Just certainly going to help out. Now you fear for Valo. Valo's like, you know what, instead of bullying this guy, I kind of want to stay away from him. I kind of want to look towards VOD, who, by the way, is still popping people like gushers at this point. The Kate late game, fully itemized 7 and 2. VOD's got the burst damage, and I want to see open the gate fly through.
The sieges have begun, and 5Ms is cleaning up the towers on the map. There's one thing they'll do with fire, it's be surgical. No mistakes on simple things like this, but where does Food Drive plant their flag to defend?
They have options to just defend the Phoenix if they so choose, but I think they're going to split push a little bit. You can see Valo sort of waiting to see if he can solo Scream again. Would be big if you can close gap onto the Thor, because even in a movie, Scream can't 1v1 Valo. Like, if you're not ulting on through Anvil of Dawn, you are losing that trade, but already Happen's going in.
They left Phoenix alone. Happen will step back.
Are they doing a push for Phoenix here? Will they get it?
But it's working out for the time being. But now you have no Morgan ultimate for the ensuing onslaught that's seemingly not stopping.
Right, but Scream ulted as well. You lose Anvil of Dawn. Karmic did use his stealth there, so a lot of cooldowns.
Middle Phoenix getting attacked by the minions.
Getting the beads down, right? That's the reason that Happen went forward, trying to get the door open.
Right.
The cooldown for Cherry, but now Mike's purification is up. So that's the benefit of having two, as I mentioned earlier.
Cherry rolls into the mid Phoenix. 5M's trying to find their way through, looking for a 2-0, an exclamation point to start the weekend. But Food Drive for Globe, remember, they're never afraid of the odds, the situation, and they do not want to go down to that loser's bracket. But with damage like that, they might not have a choice.
Mid Phoenix down.
Able to escape it.
Comes the party, trying to pull someone in. It looks like Tektor's in trouble. Actually does get hit, but Mike's taking a lot of damage. He's getting crit.
Same damage on the Food Drive. First one down is Karmic. Second one is PBM. So 1-for-1 trade so far. Valo sees PennyQ, wants to find a way through, but Cherio cuts it off, does not let it go down that way. A lot of poke in the 5M, so they had to back out. Only one Phoenix secured.
Remember, Happen ulted at the start of this fight. His ult is almost back up, and no one's left yet. I believe Scream trying to go to the sky, see what he can find with the Anvil of Dawn. Ends up landing on the Pyromancer.
Oh.
The Food Drive for Globe is not chasing this. I would have thought they'd try and go in
for that Pyro, and they get that shit. God damn.
You said yourself. Start off the weekend strong. You definitely don't want to start off the weekend with a 2-0. So Food Drive is going to go on back and try and prepare themselves for this next Fire Giant defense. Some big power spikes are still to come. You would love to see a full build Globe. You would love to see Happen just get a little bit tankier. It seems like that's going to be the end for the Morrigan. He's got to try and turn into someone that's a bit tankier. Regardless, the Hmgghg has consistently been a chocolate. Whether it's Happen or Globe, a chocolate is starting off these fights. 5Ms, they pop beads, they pop Gargoyle, they pop Stampede, and they say, now what? Now where's your Hmgghg? Try again, but we have multiple active items, we have multiple cooldowns, and Food Drive just doesn't.
And a complete reversal from game one. We're 35 minutes in now in what is a close game. One middle Phoenix down. That belongs to the order side of Food Drive for Globe. And that's something you have to respect. Fire minions will pour through, and they can really do a number on your Titan in Smite 2. We've seen that throughout the Founder series as well. So 5Ms, they're playing with the advantage right now. How do you make the most of it?
You probably said
this match is such a back and forth. I genuinely have no idea who will win.
I mean, Scream has been starting off fights, not really with Anvil of Dawn, but with Wall. That Wall is such a long range.
These later fights, it kind of feels like 5Ms has the advantage, but Food Drive just...
There is no beads.
They keep snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. I don't know.
A Wall, you can't blink out of it unless you blink.
There's a really good chance Food Drive gets this as well.
You have to be on point, and no one is respecting Scream when he walks up like that.
Would be kind of cool to see a 5M sweep though.
Being tested. Valo not close. Valo a key in this next Fire Giant fight for Food Drive for Globe. We saw the ones where it worked. In the previous one, you expected an answer, and it was there. As soon as Valo showed face, 5Ms knew the priority, and they shut it down. So how do you adjust to that if you're Food Drive with Valo? Do you play it different? Do you keep him back towards the end?
Yeah, for me, it's Karmic and Happen. That's how you make it. That's how you change it, because they have to go in first. It cannot be Valo. He can't get to the backline anymore. Happen is the guy who's been poking, with Dark Omen, sort of feeling everything out, but that Chockle, that Hades ult we were talking about, needs to come in first. And 5Ms, it seems like they're welcoming it, right? They're just standing there saying, hey, we know you're not going to engage. Your Phoenix is down. We have time. The second that wave pushes up a little bit more and they see someone's clearing in base, that's when Fire Giant becomes a topic of conversation. 5Ms is a team that's not going to make many of those mistakes.
Karmic canceled us back. I thought he was for sure going to make them.
So some poke on to Happen now. Earlier Happen so energetic, trying to rally the troops up against a team who knows how to do that and knows how to stay strong.
And they're fighting for fire again, boys.
And this Fire Giant will be the test of all of that. What have you learned so far? In goes Happen, and down he goes just as quickly.
No
and the
more
response
Happen.
in the
No more
back
Globe.
line for
No more
5Ms
Karmic.
is to just blow everybody up. 4 dead when 5
but
guys
Valo?
turn to dust.
He gets cooked as well.
Side and Smite, and that's what 5Ms finds.
5M
And again,
fucking
you
sweeps,
can see
boys.
Karmic didn't ult,
God
Globe didn't ult,
damn.
Techbeer didn't ult. They got silenced. Screeching
They
Gargoyle
fucking
ruined this whole
nay-nayed.
composition.
Holy
I
shit.
just can't help but think if one more Beats comes in, Valo almost did it himself. Just a little bit of CC immunity goes a long way, but they did
Just
have it.
like
You gotta
that,
give
one
props to
fight and
5M.
it's all
They
over.
cooked up
That's fucking
two
crazy.
different game-winning compositions.
This
that put
fight,
themselves
this
in a
match was
great
twice
spot to
as
start
long
off
as
this
the other
weekend.
one, though,
Food Drive
almost.
for Globe fought to the last man, the
This,
last
they,
one standing, but it
both
was not
teams
enough.
played it so
And
much
5Ms,
safer this time.
A team of champions.
I mean, especially
beginning
Food
their
Drive,
road
since, you know,
closer
I'm
to
pretty
the
sure it's a
first
best of
championship
3,
for
so
Smite 2.
And
they
this is
didn't
still
play
a lot
it
slower than you
safe, and they
expect. My
lost,
goodness, the
which
damage
they
this
did.
will take. Listen to that crowd. They're happy to see it.
Sucks for Food
Popular
Drive, honestly,
team,
but god damn, that
well-deserved
was a
victory.
fun
Again, credit to
fun,
Food Drive for Globe for
goddamn,
making that a fight, even that last one.
matchup
showing
to watch.
the
Holy
smallest
shit.
sign, there was a possibility. But that possibility, that dream, it was quenched very quickly.
But here's what you got to think about. All these teams got to watch 5Ms there. They played two very different tracks. Food Drive for Globe arguably played the same comp twice.
True.
So have they showed their whole hand? Is that all Food Drive has to offer? Is 5Ms, what else do they have? That's stuff we don't have to think about, but the other teams do.
Yeah, that's really true. And if I'm Food Drive for Globe, and we heard them, we know they're not afraid of these situations, that's the advantage that you have, is going forward, you have not just the ability to keep your team comps a bit more of a secret, but you still have the confidence. You could see them on stage, down to that last moment. Happen was still rallying the troops. When Valo was making that play, it was still a go, go, go. There's a chance it ends up short, but I would refuse to count them out at this point.
No, absolutely not. I don't think that Food Drive for Globe is counting themselves out. They're definitely a little bit upset about this one. You don't want to get 2-0'd especially, because you could have learned a little bit more in a 3-game set regardless. But still two teams that are absolute threats, and what a great way to start off our weekend.
I know, and how much was established there from 5Ms too. There was so much. Like you said, what a way to start off the Founder Series Championship in the HyperX Arena. But I know who I want to hear
First
from. I want to hear
fucking
the desk break down that
matchup
game.
of
Over
the
to you guys.
Las
Thanks so much,
Vegas
Malum and Shelly, and of
like,
course,
thing,
great,
and it's
great,
already
great
so
set
hype.
one.
It's
Gore
really fucking
again
impressive.
here to I guess close out this set with Inbound and Hazer. That entire game, there's probably a lot to lock in on, but something I wrote down Inbound, I think you said in like the very first picks and bans, was Loki being like the best jungler if you can't get Aladdin. And so realistically seeing that, and I think that we got to see kind of a lot of that, like Valor, like yes, it's an 0-2 loss, right, for one side here, but when you look at it, how many teams are dragging 5Ms to 40 minutes? How many teams are giving them that much trouble? How many Lokis are getting into the back line and ruining your day? I just feel like they showcase something that has happened every time. They're super competitive against 5Ms, and then the stat line, at least the score line, I guess, never really gets to show it as much as it is.
Yeah, and I think we see why this 5Ms team is the favorite. They make really good calls. They're really simple calls. Everyone can really follow them. And they have really easy to play comps. Like, there's nothing difficult with this comp. Thor wall, Thor ult, Geb ult, those are your engages, and then you just play around that. I also think when it came to those later game portions of the game, Karmic was just unable to really do anything. A lot of the times he would just die without ulting, whether it was like a silence from the Screeching Gargoyle, whether it was just the CC, and the Chalk really wasn't able to get too many things done. A lot of the times they won those fights, Happen was popping off with Valo, and it was up to them to kind of save face, with Techbeer a little bit kind of cleaning up a little bit. It was, I mean, this is just kind of what Smite is. Like, you could play a perfect game, and you get to that last final team fight. If Karmic gets an ult off in that last fight, if Techbeer does also, maybe we're singing a different tune, but really good Screeching Gargoyle by Scream, really good ult by Scream, and then it was just a really clean team fight all around.
Yeah, the flow of the team fights is what really impressed me from 5Ms. They had to deal with this dive coming into them. You know, they had the Morrigan transforming into the Hades or the Chak and diving with the Hades and the Chak. You know, you got two Chaks or two Hadeses diving your backline. But the way that they dealt with it was they used the Screeching Gargoyle to stop them getting those engaged tools off, and then they had Geb shield and Hecate shield to stop that magical damage, taking their backline out, and the return damage from the Jing and the Hecate was absolutely intense. But yeah, I really liked the way they played team fights here. I think they played their comp fantastically, and I think they drafted a really good comp into what Food Drive wanted to do.
Yeah, I know we were talking a little bit going into that game about how the late game would be a little more awkward. I know there was some discussion, I think, in between about, well, I thought that, but maybe the builds didn't quite line up. I also, you know, I've kind of wanted to pick your guys' brain because I feel like It's not too often, not every day. First off, at least when Food Drive plays, maybe it is every day, you do typically get to see a Zeus ADC. They're one of the only let's be real. They're the only team that does it. Not every day you get a crit Zeus ADC. That one kind of caught me off guard, but I know it was the other side inbound. I think that you were mentioning that you were thinking, oh, they'll scale really well. And then there was some point, maybe 15, 16 minutes, and you were like, it kind of depends on the builds right now, because it didn't seem like it was going the direction to get as powerful as they did.
Yeah, and you look at the Zeus build, you look what he opted for. He opted for, you know, a little bit of crit, a little bit of shifters. You can't really threaten the Geb with the build that he went for. You had to wait until that Kin's 5th item, and it was something Aggro pointed out where, I mean, who else are you really killing? Really the only frontliner is the Geb that is playing forward. Yeah, I mean, Scream died a couple times instantly in those team fights, but my worry is just like nobody could really kill Cherry, and part of it comes down to Tegbeer's build.
Yep, and even Scream opted for that Screeching Gargoyle, as mentioned earlier, a heavy magical protection item. I mean, that helps him with the Zeus damage. The Zeus doesn't have the damage to kill people. The Chak's not going to do it. The Hades is going to be trying to dive the backline, so you have no tools to kill frontline. Yeah, Valo, fantastic game from him, but I just don't think it was enough. I think the low key was the real bright spark there from Food Drive from Globe.
Well, they played well. Food Drive for Globe, as you saw in the bracket just a second ago. We'll see, again, that's not the end of the road for them. They just are backs against the wall, right? Time to perform.
Losers run.
If you're looking at the other team, 5Ms, tomorrow they get to play in a really big set, but for now, they get to celebrate a 2-0, and who else better to hear from than Scream, who's down on the stage for an interview.
That's right.
Scream interview, holy shit.
For 5Ms. Clearly a fan favorite here, Scream. You get the first big win out of the way. You feel a little bit of pressure off to get that first set done.
Yeah, the nerves, you know, it's been, a year or so since I've been up on the stage here, and the nerves were definitely setting in a little before the set. But once we got in and we got focused, I think they kind of vanished with the win.
I'm going to give your team some credit for this question. Walk me through the Thor ults there in game number 2.
You know, I think I hit one the entire game. It wasn't great, but they did use a lot of stuff on me, though. So I was making space, as some might say.
That's right, you're making space. And now you find yourself in a really important set.
Yeah, I think I hit one in the entire game.
You were kind of breaking it down with me.
Based, honestly.
Couple of wins and you find yourself in the finals. Is this team playing its best Smite at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, BennyQ just runs this game, so we just kind of sit there and wait for him to carry us.
And that's a good question. This is BennyQ's first time on a stage in front of fans, which is hard to believe. He's been playing for a long time and now joins you guys and you qualify in. How's Benny taking this morning?
Benny played great. I mean, like, he played like normal Benny, which is perfect, because he owns.
Yeah, Necronomicon game number 1, that speaks to some level of confidence. Really tough opponents on the other side. That game 2, back and forth. Did Food Drive for Globe surprise you, catch you off guard, or did you know they'd be a tough opponent?
No, I mean, they've been consistently, you know, top 3 in North America for the 6 months that we've been playing. No surprise that they were good, but, you know, we've taught them a lot of what they know. That's all. I mean, that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think they're good.
Scream wrote the book. Appreciate it, Scream. 5M's off to winning ways here to start off our Smite 2 Founder Series. We're going to head to a quick break, and when we come back, set number 2.
Dude, perfect way to end the fucking stream here. Because I have this fucking song in my playlist. It's a banger. Well, I'm gonna probably end the stream around here. But first, in case you were wondering what song that is, I'm gonna just go down here. It's Pulling Teeth by House of Protection that they're playing on the stream right now. But that's about everything for today, my friends. I hope you all enjoyed. I certainly had a lot of fun. This was sick as fuck. I like some of the coolest fucking matches I've seen in SPL history almost. Like we are off to a fucking banger of a start. with this tournament. However, I'm not gonna be streaming the rest of it. This is just a one-time thing because the tournament happened to line up with my stream. But now, my friends, it's time to end things. So I wish you all a very good weekend, and as always, good night, New York. Now I'm gonna go use the bathroom and grab something to eat. Bye-bye!